sports star.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Monday. It's the Morning Huddle, the little bitty baby Morning Huddle, live on remote. Oh, my. What's that? Where are we at? We're not in our comfortable studios, our temperature-controlled studios. No, friends. We're out in the elements. We're outdoors. I'm a little nippy. My chi-chis are hard. And
you're a rookie.
Well, yeah.
This is I think it's the first show we've done
literally
outside.
am a rookie. Like, this is my first show outside.
Ever?
Ever in my whole life. I've been in this business 20 years. Never done an outdoor radio show.
An outdoor show.
No,
we're at Olympia Hills. It's golf day, baby.
It is golf day. Happy golf day to everyone. If you want to play golf with us at Olympia Hills, you're SOL, dummy. We gave you notice for weeks and weeks and weeks. Come play golf with us. And, I'm going to put it off. And Rob says, well, San Antonio is a walk-up town. Well, guess what? Walk-up town. You blew it. You blew it.
I told them we were sold out a week ago.
Yeah,
they knew a week ago we were sold.
Come on, guys.
Although there was a spot floating around yesterday. There was a sponsor. It'll go. No, I won't talk about who it was. That I have an extra, and it was like chum in the water.
Oh,
on the text. The group text.
Well,
lots of folks.
I am very excited. I'm very excited because what I'm going to do today is drink a beer before noon. That's what I'm going to do today.
I'll beat you by 2 hours.
You might. 2 hours. You might beat me.
We're off air at 10.
Well, the shotgun start. When does the shotgun start?
9.
That's when I'm going to be shotgunning a beer. That's how you get the party started. You shotgun a beer to start the tournament. As long as Renee's out here with some Yingling.
So we'll have to coordinate that because they're all going to be out on the course and we're going to be looking at the parking lot. So we're not going to know really when the shotgun is.
Well, that's dumb.
Well, that's just kind of how we have it.
Well,
I mean, we'll know that it's about time.
Well, in that case,
do it at 9.
Me and you and Greg will sit here and shotgun a beer, just the three of us.
That's what I'm saying. We'll do it at 9. I think is what I'm saying.
Come on, Greg. What's wrong with you?
Official shotgun will be.
Why is Greg always so grouchy?
Here's the thing. Today he has to do double duty because not only is there this show, but as soon as we're done here, he has to pack up all this crap and then head over to the after party.
The after party. Is that where the afternoon show is broadcasting from?
Right.
They're not going to be from here?
They're not going to be from here?
Oh.
Where are they? No, is there not an after party? At the break room, yeah. There's an after party at the break room, which I should probably give you all the information.
Greg.
So
Poor Greg's got such a hard life. He gets here, everything's set up for him. All he's got to do is just all he's got to do is flip on a button and, took him forever to get us on air this morning. I'll be quite honest. I was starting to panic because, you'd think someone who's been in the business as long as Greg would have a general idea of what they're doing. But, it was chicken with his head cut off this morning. It was a sad state of affairs out here at Olympia Hills. But yet, we're on air. We're on air, Rob. And Rob is back from his Friday off. I don't know who does that in sports radio. Takes a Friday off during football season.
Oh, it's going to happen again, my brother.
The day after a Cowboy game. What were your takeaways from the old Cowboys? Did you? Well, you know what? I don't even want to talk about sports. I want to talk about your chicken coop, your chicken fortress that you're building.
Yeah, that was the reason I took the day off. It wasn't.
To save the chickens.
I wasn't just laying around.
You're an animal lover.
I am. I saw the value of eggs and chickens during the Great Plague when there was the shortage, when you couldn't find those kind of things, and my eggs were in great demand.
Yes,
and so we have chickens. We've always had chickens. But over the summer, our chicken coop has deteriorated, and we've lost about, I'd say, 50 chickens since April. It's been brutal. So we're down to 5 brilliant, uncatchable chickens. They're like Kelly's heroes.
You should put You should put spurs on them, like those chicken fighting chickens.
These chickens are nervous. These chickens you ain't getting close to, bro. They have survived carnage. They've seen the light. They've been to it, man. They're like 5 tours in Nam.
I'm just thinking
if that are left. So
if you put some of those spurs on them when a
we don't have any roosters because I don't like eggs that when you crack them open, you might very well see a little baby chicken. I don't like that. So
that's what eggs are.
Well, not inseminated. They aren't. They're just eggs.
All right.
So if you don't have roosters, they're just eggs. So we don't have. We had a rooster, but that one he went down months ago. So we decided we were going to build this bulletproof chicken coop. But we live up on the top of a hill where you scratch the dirt and it's just rock. So I took Friday off to rent a skid steer. I was going to drive a Bobcat all afternoon and drill some holes into the rock. That was the plan. It had been scheduled to arrive on Friday. I came down with strep throat on Thursday.
Oh, my God. You have the worst immune system.
I'll tell you what, man. I was sick. I woke up. I got home from the show. And by Friday morning, I was running fever and had to go to the doctor and get a shot and a Z-Pack and all that. So I missed the fun of the Bobcat. My son did all the drilling. Left 2 holes. He didn't drill all the holes. I don't even ask how you managed to rent a skid steer for the sole purpose of drilling 22 holes.
And you only drilled 20?
Managed to only drill 20, but that's a whole other thing. I was not there to supervise. I was in bed having fever dreams.
So is now are we compromised?
So no. The work carried on. So as of yesterday afternoon, we have 22 posts in the ground cemented in. We have some heavy gauge. It's the third strongest chicken wire you can find, made primarily out of titanium.
The third strongest.
Yeah, the adamantium was just too much.
But what's the one that they've got in Wakanda?
Yeah,
they call that vibranium.
Vibranium.
Yeah,
that's running a little hard to get.
Yeah,
it's a tough time to get that stuff. So we got the titanium chicken wire coming. We're building what will be a bulletproof chicken house.
Okay,
it's on its way, and then we will have eggs hopefully by April.
Is this going to be? Is it going to be covered? Is there going to be a roof?
We are going to cover it. I fear we have lost some chickens at some point to an owl over the summer.
Owls will haul off a dog or a cat.
We've got a barn owl that is 3 feet tall that patrols about the area. I don't know what their area of control is, but it's miles and everything.
I don't like owls.
Oh man, creepy as all get out.
I don't like anything that can turn its head around backwards. I don't like that.
And that whoo sound that they make out of that carries, dude.
I like cartoon owls, but not real life owls.
Well, cartoon owls are smart, and they seem like they have all the answers.
And these got owls Tootsie Roll pops. They're friendly.
These owls will rip your throat out.
They're wise. Yeah, real owls they'll steal your cat, and they might attack you, and steal your chickens. Apparently,
you find little piles of poop bones underneath where they
hard times. Well, I can't believe you got sick again,
dude. That one got me. I mean. In and out, though, man.
You're soft, dude. This is why I drink booze all the time. And you're like, oh, you got to slow down your drinking. You're going to die. You're going to kill yourself. But you never see me getting sick. My body's ready for illness. I'm prepared. Either that or you're
talk to me when you hit 50.
Or I don't know what you're licking people's palms or something. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm a man of the people. You never know.
Yeah, it's
gross.
Never know
when you're amongst folks. I legit thought it had finally got me.
You guys
legit thought the Rona had finally got me. I have a perfect record.
You got to start fist bumping.
I thought it got me, and
still can't.
I still have an unblemished record. Unblemished.
Well, I'm glad that you're back. And
so, how was
McCarthy?
No, we didn't get McCarthy.
We didn't get McCarthy
through. What was the general? You ask. My teams this weekend. Meh. It's a win. I have adjusted my altitude to just win. I'm not going to fight. I don't want beauty contests. If I could wake up on a Monday morning and both my football teams played hard and won, man, I'm celebrating because I don't expect much more from either of the Cowboys or the Aggies. Just go win a football game.
Well, my team got humiliated last night on national television.
Boy, the Cowboys lit that fuse, didn't they?
Sometimes it's you realize when you've been beaten up on bad teams, and then you got to play a good team. There's levels to it.
Ask Philly.
And this was one of those days where I knew that the Ravens were better than their record was, and I got a little bit suckered into, well, the Bills are pretty damn good. They're beating the hell out of everybody, but that's what the Bills do. They're bullies, and they beat up on bad teams. And the Ravens are not a bad team. Ravens are figuring it out. A lot of teams are figuring it out.
Did Henry get 200? He got 200.
Got like 188 or something.
I didn't get it. Damn it.
I mean, he got 80 something on the first carry of the game for him. It's like,
did you see the on all the socials the interview he gave, I guess, right after he signed with Baltimore, and people asked, the guy was asking him about signing with the Cowboys. He said, "Man, they didn't even reach out. They didn't."
Dude. Who do you believe, Jerry or Derrick Henry?
I think Derrick would have happily been a Dallas Cowboy.
I think he would have been too. I believe Derrick Henry. Normalize not believing old white men. We have to do it. It's time. Old white men lie.
Some
old white billionaires, particularly, they lie. They lie all the time.
I think he told us the truth. In his mind, they didn't have the money. He was skinflinting it. He was keeping his money in his pocket.
Mm-hmm. Well, he had to pay off that fund, baby.
Well,
that's what cost him. It wasn't anything. He's like, well, it wasn't about salary cap. It was I had a little incident.
No, they didn't need him. They got a guy named Dowdle.
Oh yeah, that's going to fix everything. Well, you know what? Let's start there. Let's start on your thoughts on the Cowboys. You know what? No, let's not start with the Cowboys. Let's start with what's fresh. We'll start with the NFL from yesterday. Yeah. Then I want to get your thoughts not only on that but on the injuries. The Cowboys won that game, but it came at a great cost. Very great, very great. We are at Olympia Hills Golf Course. The shotgun start is at 9:00. We might have to shotgun at 8:58 when there's still people around. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Greg is going to shotgun a beer with us. He's already committed to it. He said he's in, and it's going to be good for him. I think it'll lighten him up. I think that's what he really needs. And we'd love to have you shotgun a beer with us. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. This road work on 35 northbound Evans to FM 1518. That's got the roadway reduced to just one lane. It's causing a 45-minute delay. It's heavy from Judson Road. Again, that's 35 northbound Evans to FM 1518. Roadway reduced to one lane. Pack your patience. We do have an accident 35 on the frontage road southbound at O'Connor, and the wreck at 35 northbound Walsum has cleared. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know you play fantasy football. Put your knowledge to work. And remember, use the code Alamo, and there's $50 in it for you. Download the app now. Use Alamo. Play with your friends. It's the best way to have fun and get yourself in the game. Remember, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can add to big payouts. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
What is GMTVCC? That's a mouthful, but translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda or 1988 Fox Body Mustang or your granddad's old 1985 square body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com, brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-9047.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-9047. That's 800-575-9047.
Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low, flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Week 4 of the NFL. Is it just me, or when week 4 hits, do you start to panic like we're almost running out of football?
It is strange. It's not quite the quarter pole because we have 17 games, but it's gone by so
it's
fast.
It's already ending.
It's already October. The good news is because it's gone by so fast, I still feel like for those that have, stumbled, there's time because the first 3 weeks, it feels like now, are becoming training camp. What training camp used to be when I was, back in the early aughts, when teams showed up and your quarterback played basically a full game of football on the next to last preseason game and played at least a quarter the game before. There was a lot of prep, and by the time season hit the ground, you had 2 teams ready to go. Now it's college football. We screw around for 3 weeks, and then we have a real game, but we're not even close to close. You know what I mean?
Right.
It feels like yesterday I saw what all these teams are supposed to look like a month ago.
I think that's probably fair. The teams are sort of rounding into form, and if your team is not rounding into form by now,
Yikes.
It just means your team sucks.
Yeah.
And that's okay too. Like, that happens sometimes.
You need to know. You need to know which direction you need to go.
Like, listen. If you're the Jags, this is a tough break. You're supposed to win that game. You had control of that game, and you let them off the hook. The Texans get a 24-20 win over Jacksonville in a game where they won the stats. So it's not like I would call it a phony win, because a phony win is a game where like statistically you dominated, or statistically you got dominated and you still found a way to win.
Yeah, but they didn't look right. They
did
beat a
not look
team
right.
that really, it felt like Jacksonville started the game like Peterson had told him, this is it, man. If it doesn't happen today, it's not going to happen. And they started the game like they were literally at the cliff, right at the edge. But there's something about knowing how to win a football game, a savvy football team. And the Texans are so young to have the ability to go win these football games. Last year they did it too. Sometimes it's better to be, ignorance is better. Sometimes just not knowing that you shouldn't be able to do what you do. But that was the kind of win that when you walk off the field, you don't feel good about, but the further you get away from it, you realize, damn, it's good to be able to win those games, because those are the games that middling and bad teams lose.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, on paper, one of the games of the week next week is going to be the 3-1 Houston Texans hosting the 3-1 Buffalo Bills. And their 3-1s are very, very similar in that their 3 wins are against garbage can teams. Their 1 loss is against a team with a pulse, and we're going to find out which one of those 2 teams is legit next week in Houston. And I don't know. I don't know which one is. They both have clear flaws. The Bills have. I mean, I don't know that the Texans can do to the Bills what the Ravens did yesterday.
No,
the Ravens look like they're going to be a monster. I mean, defensively, they're so good, and
they just beat the snot out of you for 4 quarters and just keep coming. That Derrick Henry Lamar combo, when they got guys running different directions. I love Monken's offense. They're a fun team to watch.
Yeah, I mean, they're legit, and defensively they're getting better. But I don't know that the Texans can replicate that, but we're going to learn a lot about the Texans next week, I think.
There's a lot of games that you look at and go, yeah, we're going to see who the pretenders are. Cowboys and the Steelers. I mean, both of them.
I think they're both pretenders, though.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Both of them have records that you would think without in a vacuum are.
Which, by the way, why is Snoop Dogg a Pittsburgh fan?
Why not?
I don't know.
I thought he was a Raider fan.
That's what I would think. He's from L.A. and he's doing these commercials last night during the Sunday night game for Sunday Night Football next week, and he's like, "I bleed black and gold," and he's got on a Steelers shirt, and I'm like, how did you become affiliated with the Steelers? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Uncle Daddy Snoop, Uncle Grandpappy Snoop.
Oh, Calvin Brodus.
I didn't notice that he had become a Steeler fan, but hey, man, I'll become a Steeler fan for the right amount.
I guess so.
Although, yellow pants, man, I'm with Minix. I can't root for or be a part of any team that wears yellow pants.
You don't like yellow pants?
Not in any sport.
I'm trying to think.
Not one. There's not a team that you can come up with.
You don't think it ever looks good when Oregon wears them?
No. You don't ever want to wear yellow. And
what about
even worse?
What about
Baylor in their highlighter yellow football uniform? That's like to be $325 and walk up to your locker room and go, "I got to wear this today."
Yeah,
my girlfriend's going to be in the stands. I got to wear this.
What about USC?
You don't like it? I don't like it. Yellow pants. You don't want.
Wow. It's a firm rule for you.
Well, name the school. Think like the Domers, yellow pants, yellow pants, Steelers, Green Bay, yellow pants, or yellow pants.
You're out on yellow pants.
If they're wearing yellow pants, I probably don't like you. And I think I've held that in general.
What about gold? Is there a moment where it turns where you're okay with it?
Oddly enough, the old school blue and yellow LA Ram, the old LA Ram.
Oh, that was elite uniforms.
Elite. That I can deal with. That's about it.
Yeah.
There's certain fine lines in sports that you cannot cross.
Okay. Is gold okay?
Normally, no.
New Orleans Saints gold.
No. See?
You're out on that?
No.
Huh. All right.
Vanderbilt, bunch of sucks. Where do we get a hold of Missouri? Missouri. Yellow.
Oh, they do wear yellow.
See, a bunch of yellow. Bunch of wasps. Can't do it.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know you were. That's a very staunch rule.
When you're in my line of work, you have to have some lines that you will not cross, and this is one of them.
And that's one of them. Okay, well,
don't even try.
Listen, I'm not a fan of any of those teams, so I don't care. But I'm hardly a fan of anyone. There is going to be a good uniform match tonight between the Lions and the Seahawks.
How many games we got tonight?
2 games tonight. Although one of them is borderline unwatchable.
What's going on here is they're watering down my red zone.
They are.
You know, I like the red zone when they got a bunch of games and there's just no way I could keep up with all of them. But now that they've pulled one more game on Thursday and one more game on Monday, my red zone, it ain't hardly worth it. I can just split screen.
There's too many Monday night games, and they don't happen at the same, or they keep putting them on at the same time.
I don't get it. I don't understand. Give me a mid-Sunday game. Have a 5 o'clock kickoff on Sunday.
And I don't know who
some overlap.
I don't know who the decider is here, but we're carrying both games on our stations tonight.
We're badass.
One on the AM, one on the FM. And if I were in charge, I would have said, put the Seahawks-Lions game on the FM. That's the game that people care about. But instead, we put the Dolphins-Titans on the AM.
Well, we got a lot of Titan fan floating around here.
Oh, my God. So those people are going to hear Will Levis and Tyler Huntley basically throw rocks at each other.
You know, how many opportunities do you get to listen to the story that it's going to be told about the greatest, the future that is Will Levis? I mean,
you should hate Will Levis.
No, I'm just
Will Levis put an Aggie out of a job.
What, Tannehill?
Yeah.
Tannehill had a good long life, man. That dude outlived his.
He took him out back man. Like Old Yeller and just.
Good old Ryan, man. He over-earned. He did a good thing. We get an opportunity tonight to hear the poetry about the great Will Levis.
I don't know if I'm going to eat mayonnaise on a sandwich ever again.
There's no quarterback in the NFL that should be endorsing mayonnaise more than Will Levis. You want to talk about man-meeting moment and mayonnaise.
His name is
Will Levis.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Duke's mayonnaise spokesman, and he's as smooth as a big old warm spoonful of mayonnaise on a hot summer day.
All right, we'll recap all the NFL coming up in the next hour. I want to talk about these Cowboys injuries on the other side, which are piling up, and at least in one of them is pretty serious. We'll talk about that. It is the Morning Huddle live from Olympia Hills Golf Course, getting ready for the San Antonio Sports Star Fall Classic today. Tee off at 9. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on the Blitz, it is golf tournament day. We're going to be live out at the break room. Looking forward to that.
It's going to be a fun time at the break room in Live Oak, reacting to the NFL weekend, Texans, Jags, plus the latest injury front from the Dallas Cowboys.
And Jeff Traylor from UTSA will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz live from the break room.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, for the most part, in good shape. Most all our major freeway systems are rolling at posted speeds. On 35 Frontage Road southbound O'Connor, that accident has cleared. And in Selma, 35 northbound Olympia Parkway up to FM 1518. This road work is in the clearing stages, in the process of picking up those cones, but it's still slow. So still expect some sluggish conditions from right around Judson Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hear that?
The sound of water being poured on 800-degree rocks. If you were here in this sauna, you'd be so hot you wouldn't have the energy to move. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. Besides, after a long ride, a helmet sweat is way more satisfying. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without even breaking a sweat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
You okay?
Sorry, I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of '98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 in Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your car, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at HEB today.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit JoeGomezLaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law Fights.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dang. Is this real music? This sounds like the beat to like Rubber Band Man.
Well, if we could play real
anymore. We're going to start. When we have our meeting this week with Dax, I'm going to flip over the table and say, hey, it's time for us to get real music again.
If we could, it would be some Chris Christopherson's Sunday morning coming down.
Crisscross. Mac Daddy make you jump.
No, we lost Chris Christopherson last night.
What?
Yes.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I got word about the socials hit at about 5:30.
Oh no.
Yes, sir. We lost a good one.
Why do all the good people die and then crappy people live forever?
2024. He was 85. Or no, he's 88. Excuse me.
Thanks, Joe Biden. Look what he's done again.
Stupid year. When will this year end?
It feels like we're months away from that, though.
Who's next?
I don't know. Did you see? Did you see the? It's October. Tomorrow's October. What's election day?
November 7th. Something November.
It's about to happen.
We're 36 days away.
Did you see what they built in the desert right outside of Vegas over the weekend?
I don't want to know. No, what was it? Burning Man?
Similar. A gigantic nude statue of Donald Trump went up in the desert overnight.
Glorious.
I got to look up how big this thing is. It is. It's huge. It's very big. It's very big.
To scale?
I hope not. 43-foot statue of President Trump.
In his chones?
No chones.
Oh, no. Glorious. Oh, why is this one?
That one's blurred out.
Blurred. I wanted to know.
Here, that's what it.
Oh, yikes! He evidently leans to the left. Got a lot going on there.
But I'm like, who has time or money to build a 43-foot statue in the desert? A naked statue of Donald Trump.
I don't know if it. Do we have a leaning on this? Is it in honor of, or are we making fun of?
I'm going to guess that this is not.
You don't think he's happy with this?
I don't think he's happy about this. No. They. I often said, I've said this before. I have a weird curiosity. Like I always want to know what people's nipples look like. And Donald
what a miserable life that was.
I know. I'm always curious about, like, I wonder how those look.
No desire to know.
And Donald Trump's like on the top of my list, and it's not a gay thing. I just want to know what he looks like with his shirt off.
Oh, it may not be gay, but
I don't have an answer.
You're knocking on the door.
I know, but I don't know. I don't know why I want to know, but I just want to know.
I don't want to know why.
And but I don't need to know what his crumb looks like. And if this is an accurate representation, he needs to see a chiropractor or something. There's something going on where
I've seen the commercials. It's called Peroni's.
Is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. And it makes it point somewhere else?
Yeah, he's leaning. He dresses a certain direction.
That's bad news. I knew a guy when I was in the Army who broke his crank.
Yeah,
and it was
kind of how that.
It had it was like an L shape after that. That's probably worst case scenario, but this doesn't look good. But
it's not a lean right though. I think the irony in the bend.
That's true.
Should not be lost on people.
That's true. I know, but his leans left.
That's what I'm saying. So I think the irony of that, I think, should be really the focal point of what is a big pink pile of goo with some funny hair.
Well, there you go. There's if you want to, you can type it into Twitter or Google. It's a whole thing now.
It's not safe for anybody.
And I don't know if it's going to be a permanent thing.
I hope. I mean, we have our Mount Rushmore. This could be. You could stop and have yourself a cold drink underneath that. Catch the shadow. You could judge time by where
people will
his
stop.
phallus leaves a shadow.
People will stop and take pictures of it, like that Sam Houston statue in Huntsville.
You could do like Leaning Tower of Pisa and like try to push it over.
Yeah,
you could do all kinds of cool stuff. You could nutmeg yourself. You can stand underneath and get nutmegged.
Somebody's going to free climb it.
God, that'd be fun.
Somebody's going to free climb it and take a picture hanging onto it.
There's some money in this.
There's gold in them hills. I want to see it in real life now. So maybe next time I'm out in Vegas, I'll swing by. And
you'll be amongst the pilgrims.
Well,
there going to be some flustered divorced women talking about Brandon and Q. But you might get lucky. You never know.
DeMarcus Lawrence, Liz Frank. They're talking about 8 weeks maybe. This is a disaster.
4 to 8. You know, the worst case is these non-broken kind of in between. We don't really want to do surgery. We could, but we're not gonna.
And we don't know how long it'll take.
This is worst case, man. Because I can. How old is D-Law now?
Oh, I don't know.
This is going to end under the knife. Oh, I can't wait. We'll have Garrett on Wednesday once we get a clearer picture, and he'll give us an idea. The Liz Frank, isn't that the dancer's injury?
Is that what they call it?
I think so. It's because it's in the arch of your foot.
Yeah,
it's a stress.
Matt Schaub had this once, and it was
thing,
like it lingered and lingered and lingered. I don't know, and I imagine him being like a push off guy. It's probably more serious for him. On top of that, Micah Parsons, I guess the MRI says high ankle sprain. It could have been worse. There's no break.
10 days is a good time to have a 10-day break.
But I wouldn't expect him to play.
We'll see. I don't know yet.
He's a tough dude, but
I'm all about playing when you're absolutely healthy. But you're in a situation here going against a football team that's going to be running at you. This is an all hands on deck situation. You're still treading water here, man. This is, if there was only one loss here and we were comfortably in a place after watching Philly go down, maybe I'd be resting dudes. This ain't no time to rest.
Here's the way I look at this game. This feels like if there's any game where the Cowboys can just go out and outscore a team, this should be it, because the Steelers' offense is a dumpster
What
fire.
are they giving up? Like 17 points a game? I think people thought that when they rolled in, and it hadn't happened. This is going to be a blood and guts.
Well, I mean, you might have to beat them 17 to 10, but the Steelers' offense is so bad that anything you put up on the board, you got to feel pretty good about.
Have you seen this Cowboy defense?
That's true. Well, that's true.
We've made really good average guys look really, really good so far this year.
This is the movable object versus the resistible force.
This is the nightmare. It really is a nightmare scenario. The long time off, the injury situation you find yourself, and you feel like this is an exhale, take a breath kind of game, and it's not.
No, but we do have they do have a long rest to get there ready for it. All right. When we come back, we'll try not to talk about any more nude statues for the rest of the day. That's my promise to you.
Big shadows.
We'll get a quick thought from Rob on the college football for the week. And then at 7 o'clock, we're going to really dive into things. Major League Baseball, the playoffs are almost set. We are going to do losers, although we're going to do losers a little bit early this week because we have a guest coming up at around 8:40. One of the gals who runs San Antonio Sports.
She is Jenny Kles, just a wonderful person. What SA Sports does for our city when we go to Final Fours, when you enjoy the Alamo Bowl, when you enjoy all those peripheral things that shine a beautiful light on our city, Jenny Kles and SA Sports are behind all of this. I can't wait to talk to her. It's going to be a good interview. By the way, we know that 35 is a parking lot.
Yeah, if you're trying to get here by 9 o'clock, you might want to leave.
Yeah, you might want to get on the road a little bit earlier than you planned. We don't know what the problem is, but 35 North, just outside of 1604, there's a problem. And if you're trying to get here, that's the way you got to come. So you might want to leave a bit early.
And if at 9 o'clock you were still in your car, you'll hear us talk to Jeff Traylor of UTSA, who is coming off another gut-wrenching loss on the road to East Carolina. He's going to be salty about this one, and I don't blame him because that's a game that his team had in control, and they got their ass whipped in the second half. So I expect him to have a little fire to him, but that'll be coming up at 9 o'clock. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Oh, depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print everything for my business. Sure can. And the quality is guaranteed? Absolutely. Plus, you'll beat any price quote. Is that right? For sure. How about this one? We'll beat it. Can you print menus, signs, and flyers? Sure can. How about blueprints? No problem. What about red prints? Not a real thing. What if they were? We'd print them. And they'd look amazing.
Now at Staples, print more, save more. Up to $150 off your print purchase. Ends 11/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details and staples.com/price match for in-store price match guarantee.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
Train heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. Traininfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stables' proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
With Wendy's, breakfast burrito is everything you want for breakfast. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, bacon or sausage, all rolled up into one warm tortilla. Want the boss of breakfast burritos? Gotta be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Before you fire up that grill, get into Tri-County Meat Market because that great meal starts with great meat. Locally owned and full service, Tri-County has everything you need to up your grilling game. Steaks, beef ribs, pork ribs, their seasoned fajitas, chicken, poppers. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 special, and they always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Heebner, online at TriCountyMeat.com.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards RealFit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
It's the Ancira Nissan End of Summer Sales Event at Ancira Nissan on I-10 West. Lease this 2024 Rogue SV for just $246 per month for 36 months. Or buy this 24 Leaf SV and take $10,000 off MSRP. Come on by or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. The End of Summer Sales Event at Ancira Nissan on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Heebner.
Smoky Mo's is the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio. Tailgating or game watching? Create your own party pack with your choice of meats, including brisket, turkey, sausage, and home-style sides, including our new bacon cheddar potatoes. Smoky Mo's barbecue gets its delicious flavor and aroma from quality meats prepped with our unique spice blend. Smoked low and slow over post oak, in-house every day. Smoky Mo's is great Texas barbecue, served fast and friendly, with 8 locations. Find the one near you at SmokyMo'sBarbecue.com. Smoky Mo's, the pit is lit.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know what we didn't get to talk about?
What is that?
Well, 2 things NBA related.
Oh,
Devin Vassell's a big baby, apparently. He's going to be out till November.
I hate the fact that we didn't know. I wish they'd have I know they don't have to tell us.
Yeah, but like, why is it a secret?
Why was that? We should have. I felt like I was, it's kind of a family thing. You could have just let us know on the slide, like, hey, Devin's not going to be ready. We had the surgery, he's just not going to be ready. It felt like we've got some terrible news to tell. I felt like I needed to sit down when they're like, we've got some terrible news to tell you. Devin's surgery's not better yet. No, it's okay. It's okay. Only a couple weeks. If you'd have just let me know a couple weeks ago, he had surgery. We're going to ease him back in. It'll be November.
They always got their secrets. I don't like it. I mean, I you know what? I understand being like a super secretive organization when you're competing at the tip-top highest level. Like when you don't want the Lakers to get that information when you guys are like battling for NBA titles, NBA supremacy. But right now, like, you've got a trash can roster with one dude that people care about. And like, you might want to,
I'm not going to, okay. So
let the people know, let your fans know what's going on with your team.
So this time last year is when we started hearing that Jeremy Sohan was going to run point guard, which was an ill-fated, although in hindsight, an absolutely perfectly orchestrated attempt to tank yet again. I mean, at the end of the day, Pop knew we're going to lose a bunch of basketball games if we have if we have Sohan running point. We're going to lose a bunch of basketball games. I'm not saying that this is the easiest way to insert Castle into the lineup without any kind of questions about who should be starting, who's better, who's worse. I'm not saying that Devin might, if this was a championship title run kind of thing, that we needed to get in and be ready and start fast because we got to be number 1 or number 2 seed, one of those kind of things, because we're not, that he might not have been ready. I don't know. I don't. But it just feels like, it's an awfully easy way to go ahead and start Castle right off the bat, man. No questions. You're gonna have to learn how to swim, man. We're throwing you in the pool.
Well, I mean, Chris Paul's there too. I mean,
I don't. If that again, I'm not worried. The thing about Devin, he'll be here eventually. Now, I don't know. I think our chances at that midseason title have slipped a little bit. I'm just saying. Now, if you had goals,
how are we going to hang a banner?
I mean, if we had aspirations, I think that might be kind of out of the question. But I still think this team, with all that they've got, is going to be chasing 35 to 40 wins, man. I think there's going to be an improvement. This might have stunted a game or two, but I think there's plenty of time to wait on Devin. It's not terrible news. It's just the way they told us. It felt like, oh my God. Oh, okay. November.
The other news you may have missed over the weekend of NBA note is the Karl Anthony Towns trade.
Is it done?
It's done.
Okay, so it's officially done.
Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks, Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo back to the T-Wolves. Breaking up that Nova Connect. I don't know that I like that.
We got to talk about this. I love the NBA. What a great deal. There are so many vectors and sides to this deal. Phenomenal NBA trade.
Well, we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at the MLB playoffs, and then we'll dig more into the football as we're all out here at Olympia Hills Golf Course for the San Antonio Sports Star Fall Classic, teeing off at 9. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys are in the Steel City taking on Pittsburgh.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, for the most part, in good shape. Most all our major freeway systems are rolling at posted speeds. On 35 Frontage Road southbound O'Connor, that accident has cleared. And in Selma, 35 northbound Olympia Parkway up to FM 1518. This road work is in the clearing stages, in the process of picking up those cones, but it's still slow. So still expect some sluggish conditions from right around Judson Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months, or save up to $1,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic with an STP Extended Life oil filter for just $35.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Ugh, I've been feeling so sluggish and just kind of blah.
Been there. That's why I take Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites.
But I suppose they taste blah.
Actually, they taste delicious. It's an apple blueberry flavored center covered in a yogurt coating and is infused with probiotics to help support a healthy gut. They come 5 in a pouch. I just toss one in my bag and go.
Toss one in my bag?
Get your own.
New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites from the makers of the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand.
Find them in the digestive care aisle.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your car, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Houston Texans improved to 3-1 with a 24-20 win over Jacksonville yesterday as C.J. Stroud threw the game-winning touchdown to Dare Ungumbawala with under a minute to go. The Dallas Cowboys defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence could need 4 to 8 weeks to recover from a Liz Frank injury in his right foot. This according to ESPN's Todd Archer. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, baby. Hour number 2, live from Olympia Hills Golf Course, which is basically, they call it the Augusta of San Antonio.
Oh, I would say that. Yes,
I would say
that's what they say. I'm one of they. Can y'all see us? Are we good? Is this
I
on?
believe so.
Is this on?
I think they can see you.
All right.
Yeah. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's a tradition
like none other.
Like none other. It is the Fall Golf Classic. The Fall Golf Classic.
I've never understood what makes it a
hush tone.
For years, I've never understood why it's a classic and not a tournament.
Because it sounds cooler when you say classic.
Does it?
I think so. I think people like the way
you're a
it sounds.
sports radio station. Classic, really. I get it if we're like if we were here to respect the game, if we were here to really pay homage to those old Scotsmen beating a rock down a sheep field. Here, we are coming out to use this game as a vehicle. It's a vehicle today. It's not the game. It is the process of which we take a part in.
That's true.
And golf is just...
It's just part of it.
It's kind of it. We're all holding clubs. This is a fun day, man.
Mostly what we're here for is like hole 7 where the Hooters girls are serving you beer in their tiny shorts.
This is, I don't know. I've done 20
I don't know
of
if
these.
that's hole 7 or not.
How many tournaments are we in now? 6, 8, 10? We've been, since I've been here, we've been doing them. The talent that arrived early this morning is,
oh my!
I'm just saying, I don't know what holes.
There was some good-looking ladies, and they were eyeballing Greg.
Yes, it was the hat, I think.
Yes, they know that Greg is single and looking to mingle.
The number 2 team in the country,
and they're on the Jim Beam hole, which
they're actually when you arrive, you get a shot of Jim Beam. They're sitting. He's out there right now. That's our greeting committee as you arrive, and we do know, by the way, that 35 is a parking lot. So if you haven't left yet, you might want to leave just a little bit earlier than you planned, because getting here, that Olympia Hills exit, you can get off pretty easy, but getting to it, if you're heading 35 north, is evidently a mess. It was for us, but we got off pretty quick. But when you get here, you'll be treated to soft hands and a fine Jim Beam and Flight by Ink.
Speaking of soft hands, where you got a little blister.
Man, who gets blisters through a glove? I mean, I in my old days, I've gotten soft.
You did a little bit of manual labor.
I was digging chicken post holes.
Man,
digging chicken post holes. Like I said, rented a Bobcat, rented a skid steer to dig 22 holes.
And you got 20 of them.
We got 20 well dug. When we were finishing up the post yesterday, I realized that my work crew didn't drill the other 2.
Well, let's just talk about this for a second.
The pry bar and the pick.
Well, let's think about that for a second. You were so excited to operate this machine.
I was so excited.
Your son digs all the holes.
Not all of them.
Digs 20 of the holes, has fun.
Yeah.
And then the 2 holes that are left to dig manually, you had to do.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand.
Oh, he was with me.
Okay.
Oh, I wasn't alone. He was doing a lot of the work, but
you should have done all the work.
Yeah, well, yeah. I wasn't about. I'm a pretty good foreman when I'm there.
But you did enough to blister your finger.
I did. Well,
listen, man. When my boys are working, my hands don't get dirty.
This one is all hands on deck kind of thing, man. Dude, that was. We're doing a lot for chickens. Let's just put it there. But we will have a bulletproof chicken coop.
Karl Anthony Towns traded for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo.
Okay.
Who wins the trade?
No one. Neither. This is a tie. This is a dead even tie. Now, things could affect this. The Knicks picked themselves up. They traded one headache for a bigger headache. The Timberwolves brought in some talent. They got some buckets in Randle, and they got some extension in DiVincenzo. They certainly are a deeper bench, but I think the Knicks actually as a whole got themselves a weapon to fight in this tough East. It's a great deal. It's really going to hinge on how healthy Randle can stay. He hadn't been able to stay healthy very much. They're going to need his offense. And the other side of this, can he exist as second, sometimes third option on this team? Because he ain't going to be A1. And Julius, for the most part, is a ball-dominant forward. He's not a giving player at all. So the Timberwolves have a very volatile, if not completely scary roster, man. That's a deep, athletic, long roster that, man, I'm impressed with what they got. I just don't know how it's going to play out. And then you look at the Knicks. The big cat, he's a lot of things. He ain't a post player. I know that. I think it gives him another weapon. I think they're better today.
I mean, he's a post player in the same way that Wemby's a post player.
Yeah, he's an opportunistic post that would much prefer to take threes. His game is. I've never given him probably the credit he deserves. I'll say that.
Because you're not a fan of this style.
I'm really not, especially from him. But he's proven over the last couple of years that he's certainly going to help the Knicks.
I think part of what I get frustrated with Cat on is he looks like he should be a lot more physical of a player than he is. Like when you see Wemby, you're like, it's not a surprise. Karl Anthony Towns is a big, sturdy-ass dude, and you'd think he should play like a big, sturdy-ass dude, and he just doesn't.
Well, the sad thing is he does every now and again. He goes, there's the game. I don't know why you're not doing that. I think he's going to feel freed. I bet of all the dudes involved, he's the happiest camper because he now gets to go to a place that if he gets to play like Randle was allowed to play, which I assume it will be, he's not going to be asked to be a tough guy. He's not. I mean, he's going to be taking fadeaway jump shots, taking a volume bunch of buckets that like he did when he was healthy. I think they're going to miss the athleticism that DiVincenzo brought, but that's a replaceable thing. But I do think that what he brings Minnesota is a toughness that they didn't have. I think both these teams are happy today. I don't think either one of them felt like they didn't get exactly what they wanted.
Well, remember Minnesota had kind of a log jam in the front court because they've got Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert. And Randle was often being asked to play a center position because the Knicks didn't have a center, and he's out of position then. But to me, the great deal on this is for Minnesota is saving this money. Like they get rid of a huge contract in Karl Anthony Towns and get maybe one of the most friendly deals you can get in the NBA. In Dante DiVincenzo, 4 years, $50 million. That's what he signed for the non-taxpayer mid-level exception.
Yeah,
that's a great. And this is a dude who was like, after the All-Star break, remember, was like a 20-point-a-game guy.
He's a tough dude.
He was the second best player on the Knicks.
But there are times when he can absolutely do that. I look at this roster. Yeah, I think there's some room for him. I don't think he's going to have the effect on the team like Caruso has when he moved, because I don't think he brings that kind of point guard toughness, but he does bring a wing defender who can get to the rim, who will pick up fouls, who will cause whoever's guarding him to have to pay attention to him. I think Chris Finch is in an interesting position, but from Jaden Daniels on, or what's his name? Jaden, their third-year kid that really can play. Lots of athleticism. is a good coach. He's going to have to prove it this year because with all these young dudes, there's a lot of different attitudes. And the good news is Karl Anthony was one of those that I think they're going to be happy that he won't be in the locker room to deal with Gobert because that dude's prickly on his own.
The problem I think for the Knicks is they're still trying to replace Hartenstein, and
that's not Cat is not a replacement for Hartenstein.
You still don't have a rim protector,
right?
And that, like, Karl Anthony Towns, as big as he is, like, having Gobert on the floor with him covered up a lot of the defensive issues that he's got. And I say defensive, he's a good defender. He's just not a great rim protector.
He's not a willing defender, I'll say that. But I think he's not going to be asked to do that in New York. New York's the team that looks like they're put together to go score buckets. This is a team that's going to go out there and they're going to try to get 115 on you every night. It's hard to believe that we're saying that with a Thibodeau coach team, but it feels like this was not a defensive move for them to bring in Karl Anthony. This did not make the Knicks a better defensive team. And Cat's dealt with Thibodeau in the past. Didn't he get coached by him?
Yep.
Yeah. So he knows what he's getting. I'm not sure he's happy about it because I don't think Thibodeau liked him the first time he coached him.
Now, that said, like, the idea of a Brunson and Towns pick and roll is enticing.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some mismatches with those guys.
Yeah, I think this was an offensive move in a division where you feel like, I guess we're going to have to keep up offensively with Boston. The Sixers might end up with Butler. It doesn't seem like it, but it's possible. And still with Embiid, and Maxey certainly brings buckets. So maybe the East is not what we used to think of it as. This is more of an offensive move.
Well, the Knicks will also have to fill one more roster spot. It looks like that roster spot's going to go to Kevin McCullough Jr.,
San Antonio.
So there you go. That's a little to tie it all together for us. All right. When we come back, we're going to take a quick look at Major League Baseball. We do have
this is crazy.
A couple games today to basically decide.
This is the most baseball thing.
The team that's being decided for isn't playing. This is such a weird situation. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Well, it depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
winning.
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
that's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Just believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax day.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know you play fantasy football. Put your knowledge to work. And remember, use the code Alamo, and there's $50 in it for you. Download the app now. Use Alamo. Play with your friends. It's the best way to have fun and get yourself in the game. Remember, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can add to big payouts. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low, flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
This report is brought to you by Macy's. Don't miss Macy's VIP sale. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off the latest fall trends and save 15% off skincare, makeup, and more. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply. Now at Macy's.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
And welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
George gets justice. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we are the ones you can trust. With over 100 years of combined experience, we are committed to helping people in our local community. Get George Salinas Injury Lawyers and put our experience to work for you and your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Here we go. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Major League Baseball. The season ended yesterday, right? No, it didn't. Because there's still 2 games today. We got a double head. Let's play 2 between the Mets and the Braves.
So why 2?
Well, because they lost 2 games due to the hurricane.
Okay, so they couldn't just do it with 1.
No, 1 won't decide it.
Well, they could if they decided. They could say,
if things had
winner
worked,
takes all.
If things had worked out appropriately, like if it had worked out that way, they could have. But the way that it did work out is unique in that there's almost a 3-way tie,
as close as you can possibly get.
The Diamondbacks, the Braves, and the Mets. And it's interesting because the Braves and Mets are playing each other, and they're division rivals. I'm sure in an ideal world, they would love to knock the other out of the playoffs.
Okay, so the way it works, you got 2 games today. If if a team sweeps, they go and the Diamondbacks go.
Yes.
If they split,
both the Mets
they go
and the Braves
and the
go,
Diamondbacks,
and the Diamondbacks are out.
So
the Diamondbacks are just sitting at home going, okay, whoever wins game one, we just want to win game two.
Have you ever seen those contests where it comes like a poker game? Comes down to like two dudes, you shake hands with split the pot, you make the deal.
Yeah.
If I'm the Braves and I'm the Mets, I might be on the phone going, we don't have to try that hard to go and do what we want to do. And if we do this right, we can go do what we want to do fully rested and ready to go. I will throw my absolute worst today. If you'll throw your worst in the next game, we'll both fight hard, but we'll go into it knowing if things go the way they should, if you throw your worst, I throw my worst, we both go to the playoffs, and we keep those D-backs home. The guys that made it to the World Series last year, we didn't know anybody on the team. Those guys, they can stay home. Let's go. Let's do this.
Both the Mets and Braves are 88 and 72. Arizona's at 89 and 73. And both of them have a tiebreaker over Arizona. It is such a weird deal, but if the Braves win either game of the doubleheader, they're going to become the 5 seed, which would make them go to San Diego. And by the way, this is a scenario where I think being the 6 seed is better than being the 5 seed, because I would much rather play at Milwaukee than play at the Padres.
But they can't affect their seed, can
no,
they? It's
no.
just it is what it is if you're in.
But if the Mets, if they sweep the doubleheader, they're the 5 seed. If they split, they're the 6 seed.
So there's a reason.
And they would go to Milwaukee.
All right. So it's not like – so there's a reason to fight hard.
There is.
So the D-backs have
well, and also, these are division rivals.
Well, so I can put my –
like, would you – if let's just say, for instance, the Cowboys and the Commanders are fighting for a playoff spot, and the third team is Seattle. Like, do you think the Commanders and the Cowboys would make a handshake deal and say, hey, let's just make it work out where we screw Seattle.
Screw. It's all about the
it's always screw that Commanders.
This is such a – how many games we play to get here?
160.
We couldn't figure out some other thing than if we win, if we split, we go and one team sits at home praying that there's a split.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I think we could have done it with one game.
These 3 teams have combined to play 484 games this season and could not decide it. Like,
now, when is the first pitch on this?
That's a good question. I don't know what time they're throwing it.
Because the 6th inning of game 2 might get real important.
Oh,
you know what I mean? We might want to pay attention to this.
Oh, yeah.
Midway through the mini football games we have tonight.
Looks like game 1 is going to go at noon. Or like 10 after 12.
All right.
And then the game 2 is going to be around 3:45. So this should be done before football.
Okay.
Or like it'll be, you know what? If it's an exciting finish, I'll be watching that over.
I don't know which is the early. What do we have early?
I think the first game is that crappy Dolphins-Titans game.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Will Levis is playing.
Yes.
Well,
just for the sake of betting, if you wait till game 2 and let's say the Braves win game 1. Something tells me their scheduled game 2 pitcher, Chris Sale, will not be pitching game 2.
Shoulder tightness.
Yes.
We've already accomplished.
So while you're saying, you're saying let's make a handshake agreement, and I don't think they would do that. What I do expect is whoever wins game 1
is
to not
easy.
give a damn
so that's essentially
game 2.
So the Diamondbacks, they're so screwed today.
They really are.
I mean, I don't know how you think you're going to get out of this, because you hit it on the head. I win game 1. I certainly ain't a starter playing game 2.
I'm having a position player pitch game 2. Is it like my bullpen catcher is going to pitch game 2, because you want to set up your rotation as good as possible for the playoffs. So Chris Sale is going to pitch the first game of, assuming the Braves make it, he'll pitch their first game of the playoffs. They don't want to burn that dude now just to get into the playoffs. If they win game 1, there's going to be some scrubby dub minor leaguer pitching in game 2, and the Mets are going to have a big edge. And if the Mets win game 1, Same goes for them. They've got right now listed pitcher for game 2 is Luis Severino. It won't be Luis Severino.
Don't even warm up, brother.
No.
You're good. That makes this noon game going to be good out here at Olympia Hills. I bet there'll be a TV on here
man.
someplace.
So that'll be an interesting thing to watch as the day goes on. Which, by the way, there's a reason why you cannot bet on game 2 yet.
I was about to ask you.
There's no available line for it. Game 1, the Braves are minus 155 favorites. Spencer Schwellenbach going for the Braves. Tyler McGill for the Mets. And I don't think it's not lost on me the strategy of they both seem to have their better pitchers saved for game 2.
Just in case. But if in case they win game 1, they save those better pitchers. So there's a lot of strategy into it, which makes it interesting. I guess it's but you're right. The real loser in this deal is the Diamondbacks, who've got no control at this point. They're just sitting and just going to sit at home, eat some popcorn, and go ahead and make your travel plans, man. Be busy this weekend.
To put it into a golf analogy, they're in the clubhouse and they're not feeling good about their chances right now. They're not feeling good about their final score.
They're charging down the back nine. On the other side of the coin, there's a second baseman out there that's going to throw some pitches tonight.
Probably so.
There's somebody that's going to get to use that fork ball they've been practicing in the backyard for a couple of years.
More than likely. All right. When we come back, we're going to take a look at all the NFL games that happened this weekend, give a little quick recap of that. We're going to do the same with college football at 8 o'clock. So much football over the weekend. We've hardly even delved into it. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys are in the Steel City taking on Pittsburgh.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We're still dealing with some road work on 35 Selma area, northbound Olympia Parkway to FM 1518. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane, almost a 20-minute delay. So stop and go from right around O'Connor. 151 eastbound Old Highway 90, that stalls off to the shoulder, and a minor accident at General McMullen at Commerce Street. And it looks like now a new trouble spot, I-10 westbound approaching 1604. This crash has 2 right lanes blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
And with the NFL season heating up, why don't you join in? Ignite your next watch party with Fireball shots for the whole team. The best part is they're just $3.99 all day at a Twin Peaks near you, so you can grab a round for the table. Cheers.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
This is Rob Thompson from my good friends over at Tri-County Meat Market. You've heard me talk about great deals over and over, and there is no better deal in all of San Antonio than the 5 for 30. 5 items in a bag. You walk out of Tri-County with 2, maybe 3 meals in your bag. No better deal to be found either on Ralph Fair or out on Huebner. Tri-County Meat has everything to up your grilling game. And 5 for 30, go pick that up and come by and thank me later.
Tri-County Meat Market.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your car, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play, like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when intended to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Color Collection.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, it is golf tournament day. We're going to be live out at the break room. Looking forward to that.
It's going to be a fun time at the break room in Live Oak, reacting to the NFL weekend, Texans, Jags, plus the latest injury front from the Dallas Cowboys.
And Jeff Traylor from UTSA will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz live from the break room.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1. Thanks, San Antonio Sports Star.
Thanks, Vic.
Hell of a weekend in the NFL. Let's run around the league and see what happened. I mean, obviously we talked about the Cowboys Giants, although you said a win's a win. I can't imagine you left that Cowboy game feeling great about, like, after 2 weeks of going, oh my God, this is a disaster.
Well, no, I disagree.
You felt good.
I wouldn't say I felt good. I didn't feel bad because, going into the game, what were the primary worries? Is this defense going to be able to do anything, slow somebody down? And it's not like they were working against the A team. It wasn't like Singletary was going to be great. But you just
Daniel Jones will make your defense look better than.
But yeah, but what you did want to see is even against a bad team, do something, and they did. So defense showed up. They manifested a little bit of a running game, a little bit, not a lot, but enough to kind of keep the defense honest. If you're looking for a team that has gotten their doors blown off a couple of weeks prior to where they were, hey man, I'll take a roadie win. I will. I think that was, if you're looking for baby steps and what a long season is, I didn't expect greatness by any stretch. So, hey, beat the bad teams, even if it's ugly. There's a lot of questions, and I don't think they're feeling as good about the win today as they did when they were walking off the field because of the injuries and what they're going to face. But they got the W under their belt, and they had to exhale, man.
No, and I mean, listen, we talked about it. Had they lost that game, it would have been a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
Like a 1-3 start, being all alone in last place in the NFC East, that would have been a disaster. But they avoid that at least. The Falcons get a 26-24 win over the Saints. Really well-played game, good, hard-fought game. Younghoe Koo hits a 58-yarder at the bell to knock off the Saints.
Unis, dude. It was the unis, the old-school unis. Kirk Cousins, man, I'd like to be Kirk Cousins. The guy is just the best average quarterback to ever play the game.
And, boy, above average paycheck
I'll
for
tell you what.
average working
Hey,
day.
man, all he does is win football games.
The Bears get a 24-18 win over the Rams. I continue to be massively underwhelmed by Caleb Williams. Everyone's, it's funny, as Jaden Daniels, it looks like he is, at least through 4 games, the cream of the crop of those rookies.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, Caleb Williams, for all the noise he talked, he's just a guy.
Is he a victim of circumstance? Seriously. I mean, can we subtract all the pre-draft, the number 1 pick? They were talking about he's in the best situation of a number 1 pick in history, or
it's because people thought that Bears team was going to be good. Like everybody's like, "Oh, the Bears defense." So I don't know if they're good. I don't know anything's good about them.
I think, are we holding Caleb accountable for things that are, quite frankly, out of his control? Because that offensive line is trash. You know what? They got no running game, and they can't defend anything down 10 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Does anybody feel sorry for Trevor Lawrence?
No, I'm just saying, because when I watched Baker Mayfield yesterday, and I'm going to fall back to the Baker analogy.
Love Baker Mayfield.
Man, he is my Sancho, man. He is my patron saint. The dude worked and worked and worked and finally went to a place they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to keep the same coach around you, and we're going to keep the same players around you for more than a year, and maybe something good will happen. And guess what? It has.
Well, it certainly happened yesterday. 347 yards, 2 touchdowns as the Buccaneers absolutely blast the Philadelphia Eagles. This probably felt like this loss for the Eagles probably felt a lot like Dallas's losses to the Saints and the Ravens, where it's like you're not even in the game.
That was the Saints beating. They were never in it. They got a little candy touchdown there late, but no, that was an ass kicking from the get-go. When you have Baker Mayfield laughing on the field, throwing balls and just kind of giggling like, man, that was a great throw.
Yep.
You are getting your ass handed to you. As bad as it was in Dallas over the last couple of weeks, I can't imagine what this week in Philadelphia is going to look like.
The Minnesota Vikings are one of 2 remaining unbeaten teams as they knock off the Packers in Lambeau 31-29. Jordan Love with a bunch of garbage time stats, but the Vikings did a good job holding him in check early.
They did.
This game looked like it was going to be this was a 28-7 game going into the fourth quarter. Ends up being 31-29. Like I said, the Packers put up some numbers late that made this game look closer than it was. But the Vikings are the real deal, man.
Bigger, we'll have the comeback player of the year. We'll have the rookie of the year. We'll have all these different awards. The surprise player of the year Is it a bigger surprise that Jaden Daniels is doing what he's doing, or Sam Darnold is doing what he's doing?
I think it's Sam Darnold. Like,
it is to me.
The Vikings didn't want Sam Darnold to start. Their plan was that J.J. McCarthy was going to be the quarterback of this team. If anything, like, this might be we might be looking at the coach of the year. Because remember, the Vikings were picked third in that division. It was like, well, the Lions are the cream of the division. The Packers are right behind them. And then the Vikings and Bears are fighting for the scraps. The Vikings, this isn't an accident. Like, the Vikings are a good football team.
They're good. They haven't been totally tested yet. I don't think they've really played a great team, but
they beat the 49ers.
Yeah,
they beat the Texans.
Well, they beat the 49ers minus all their stud players.
Okay.
The Texans, that's a legit win. After what the Texans did yesterday, I'm going to give them a little bit more credit for that win than I should. It's something about a quarterback that feels comfortable. There's just, when you see it, and it's so evident when they're not. Yeah. And watching CJ, the guy's comfortable. Watching Sam Darnold, a month into his Viking career, looks like he's been running this offense for weeks or years, and there's no surprise there. I mean, his coach did come out of that tree. So right place, right time. I like the Minnesota, but there's still some chinks in that armor.
I dig that team. The Colts get a 27-24 win over the fraudulent Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, they lost their quarterback.
Yeah, that should tell you all you need to know about the Steelers. They lost to Joe Flacco yesterday.
Who was throwing darts, though. He was. The old man could throw a dart. Old man strong. I'm all about
Although Justin Fields actually looked competent. Now, again, I think the Colts are pretty garbage on defense, but I don't see it with the Steelers team. I don't like them. I get the defense is tough, but their offense is just junk, and they could not get anything going until late. I'm not surprised at all that they lost this game.
I'll tell you, Monday will be a battle of two teams in their same weight class. Pittsburgh and Dallas.
Yeah.
They're in the same weight class for different reasons.
The Denver Broncos get a win over the New York Football Jets. Oh, poor Aaron Rodgers.
We didn't execute. We didn't run hard. We didn't play hard.
I made some bad throws.
It was raining. My foot hurt.
I wasn't high on drugs, so I wasn't seeing things the way I wanted to see them.
We can blame Aaron, and he certainly deserves some of it. What is it about solid coach teams where there are days when they show up and it looks like every facet of their game they weren't ready? The Jets, they didn't look ready.
They held the Broncos to 10 points. Don't blame Robert Saleh. Blame the millionaire quarterback that can't complete a pass.
I am saying that Jet team should have run away from Denver. They're terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, they're terrible, but there was no execution. What was the offensive game plan? What was the idea? Just Aaron run around and let the ball slip out of your hands? What was the idea? I saw no plan. I've been a solid fan, but yesterday was a damn disgrace.
Bad look.
Yeah.
Bengals get a 34-24 win over the Panthers. It wasn't easy, but like you said, a win is a win.
A win is a win, and you got Jamar running fast. That's really all that matters for them to get better.
The Commanders, oh my gosh, the Commanders, 42-14 over the Cardinals. First of all, the Cardinals are about as bad on defense as you can ask to be, but so are the Commanders, and the Cardinals couldn't put up any points on the Commanders. Jaden Daniels had a breakout performance. 26 of 30, 233 yards and a touchdown. He's just been phenomenal so far in his rookie year. It's not dissimilar to what we saw out of C.J. Stroud a year ago. And it looks like the Commanders made the right choice. You know,
and he is so fun. I worry about his long-term health.
He's so slight,
and he throws his body around. And I think some of it is because he's so slight, he can take those hits because he just flies and bounces off the ground. But I think Dan Quinn, last year, the Cowboys rolled into Arizona and got their ass handed to them. You know, they walked into a buzzsaw. I don't think he was going to let his team in Washington have the same thing happen to him. That team was ready to play, man. They fired off at the first snap and never looked back.
Niners absolutely torched the Patriots 30-13. They moved to 2-2. Patriots fall to 1-3 after that season-opening win over the Bengals, and everybody was like, maybe the Patriots don't stink. No, the Patriots do stink. But the 49ers, to be shorthanded and do what they did is still very impressive. I mean, I don't think anybody was looking at the slow start for the Niners and going, oh, they're not going to come out of this.
A penalty or two, the 49ers and Kansas City are the same team with the same record. So, no, I'm not worried.
The Raiders, 2016 win over the Browns. And I think we need to have a serious conversation about benching Deshaun Watson. Like, I don't know what the answer could possibly be. And this because it's fully guaranteed money, is going to be the most difficult decision for somebody to make. But you cannot win football games with the quarterback play that the Browns are getting. Deshaun Watson stunk once again. He's holding onto the ball for too long. 36.6 QBR yesterday. And you can't put up points on the Raiders defense. Everybody scores on the Raiders.
Let me tell you, even Deshaun Watson sees what's going on around him. There's an old saying, sometimes the flowers just kind of arrange themselves. The way Deshaun Watson's playing, holding onto the ball, running around like that, he's imminent to get hurt, man. He's not going to play. In 3 weeks, they're going to have another quarterback by default. And it'll be some are hurt, some of it, we're reevaluating whatever it might be.
Maybe he needs to be fake hurt.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe
like I said, what they should have done with Bryce Young. Like Deshaun needs to hold his knee or something and be like, I better sit out for a couple weeks and get something right.
Just to recalibrate. And don't let anybody get embarrassed because he'll blow that locker room up.
Because this Browns roster is too talented to be wasted on what Deshaun Watson's doing right now.
Shameful.
And you know what? The Raiders, they need to make a decision too. The Raiders continue to let Zamir White be their lead running back, and he sucks.
Well,
every time he gets the ball, he just falls forward, and it's like 2 yards. And then that Alexander Madison, they'll give him 5 carries, 60 yards. Zamir White, 17 carries, 50 yards. That's a 12-yard average to a 2.9-yard average. I'd go with the 12 guy, it seems. It's every game. It's the same.
See, the problem with what you're talking about is that game I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to, and all the highlights I saw, I thought Madison started.
No.
Because that's the only highlight I thought.
No, he hardly plays.
Oh, he played on red zone.
And the Chiefs were at the Chargers. This was a grimy one. And you know what? Kudos to Justin Herbert, who was out there gutting it out and didn't look his best, but I've said before, the Chargers have no hope if he's not on the field.
How close attention did you pay to the game?
I watched the whole game.
Did you watch the way Harbaugh and Herbert interacted way that Harbaugh would just kind of grab his shoulder pads and get right in his face?
Yeah.
I want to know what he's saying. I want to know exactly what he's saying, because Harbaugh's using big words and I'd be a stalwart or whatever they kept talking about yesterday. It worked. I mean, no team has taken on their their coach's personality faster than the Chargers have for Harbaugh. They are him.
This was such a good defensive performance. If you can hold the Chiefs to 17 points, you're going to win more often than not. They just couldn't get it done. Mahomes it boiled down to the one throw. The throw he made to Xavier Worthy, 54 yards, bomb in the air. I mean, it was just a perfect throw. We haven't seen Mahomes let loose like that. And that was basically the offense for them.
And then rush the whole game. Done, out.
Oh, that's going to be a killer for them.
That's going to hurt. Over the weekend there was some talking, about basically NBA players. Who's going to sign the first $1 billion contract, and it's going to happen in the next couple of years. We talk about quarterbacks taking up X percent of your salary cap.
Yeah.
Mahomes can take up 70% of your
and they'd
cap.
still be competitive.
It's not fair, man. It's not fair.
Yeah.
He alone. It's him alone. And he makes other guys great.
Kareem Hunt, who is apparently he's a recovered woman beater, no longer beating women. The reason he got fired from Kansas City to begin with, 14 carries, 69 yards in the victory. But the problem was that the Chargers couldn't run the ball. And these, I knew they were banged up on the offensive line, but Harbaugh's not going to win a lot of games if he can't get things moving like that.
It struck me yesterday watching the game. Remember when Bieniemy was the hot coaching candidate?
Yeah.
And he didn't get a job, and everybody was, upset for whatever reason why he didn't. And I think he's at UCLA now, calling plays or whatever. I know why he didn't get a job. That team wins offensively because of Pat Mahomes. but the defense is what is consistently separates them. We don't talk about it. We don't ever. Chris Jones just comes up when they talk about the 3 stars for the Kansas City Chiefs. But what they did defensively yesterday, just beating San Diego at their own game. I mean, they beat up a team that thought they were going to beat them up.
Yeah. They played bully ball.
They did.
And it was a good one. This was again, the Chiefs were on the ropes, and no one seems to be able to put them out. At least the refs didn't have to hand this one to the Chiefs like they normally do. So, and then in the nightcap, you saw an absolute pasting of the Buffalo Bills. 35-10 was the final. And Josh Allen's been doing a lot of superhero work so far this season. He looked very regular.
I don't blame him for last night. I think he did all he could do, man.
I mean, the offensive line, he was under duress.
He was
constantly
running for his life. I thought he was accurate. I don't think the game was lost not on his play.
Well, and also when Derrick Henry runs for 87 yards, the first touch of the game, and finishes with 199 freaking yards, you ain't going to beat the Ravens when that's happening. And I don't care how good you are. And this was my concern with Buffalo. I'm not sure how good they are. They look really good when they're playing the Sisters of the Poor and the School of the Deaf. They're going to beat the hell out of those teams. But you put them on the field with an equal, and I think you're going to see a lot of this because they don't have a lot of weapons.
Okay, did he, going into this weekend, I thought he was the MVP leader. I think it's Lamar now. But, well,
remember the Ravens are still 2-2.
But the last 2 weeks, I think this team's about to rip off a pretty good run. Do you still think Josh is?
I still think I still think so. And it certainly for me wouldn't be Lamar because Lamar was fine yesterday, but that was a Derrick Henry game.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Like Derrick Henry was a guy who felt like he owned that game. I just think I still think it's Josh, but I do think that there's some Patrick Mahomes is going to be discussed. I think C.J. Stroud deserves some mention, and Sammy Darnold. How dare we forget Sam Darnold? Let's give him some credit.
Well, Jaden's going to get Rookie of the Year, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
Agreed.
That'll be taken care of on its own.
So there you go. That is the recap of Week 4 of the NFL. 2 games tonight. We've got the thriller between the Tennessee Titans and the Miami Dolphins. The 0-3 Titans taking on the 1-2 Dolphins. Will Levis versus Snoop Huntley.
He's going to be the best quarterback on the field tonight. AJ.
I don't even think he is.
AJ, Will Levis is going to be easily. It'll be so obvious.
Tyler Huntley's got more wins.
Who is the best quarterback on the field? Well, what time is this going to give him kick? We got anything else
kick
going
off
on?
at 6:30.
Got any WNBA playoffs?
We kick off at 6:30, then you just got to survive 45 minutes until the Seahawks and the Lions start, which should be a really fun game. If it's anything like, remember the playoff game last year between those two teams, shootout. I'm hoping for more of that.
I think Geno Smith and those Seahawks about to find out something tonight.
Oh, you think so?
I think so. I think Detroit's about to lay some serious points on.
Detroit's a 4-point favorite, 46.5 total. The Titans and Dolphins, a 2.5-point spread. Miami, the 2.5-point favorite, a 37.5-point total. Yay. Can't wait to watch the big.
Are they in Miami?
Yeah. Yep. The big old ugly rock fight. They've played well enough to win games. If they had anyone else playing quarterback,
they would.
Will Levis has given away.
They are right
they've
now.
given away. Will Levis has handed away 3 games so far.
They're rounding into form.
Okay,
they're the acorns that become the mighty oak.
I'm not sure how you became a fan of Will Levis, but this
now
is
I feel like a
great mistake
I have to
on your
defend
part.
his honor. He's like a weird uncle.
He doesn't deserve it. He does not deserve any
don't
defending.
Talk about Will Levis.
Dreadful. All right. When we come back, we'll dig into some college football because there was also a lot, including, I mean, that might have been the game of the year. I don't know what you'd have to do to top that game between Alabama and Georgia.
I thought you were talking about A&M. Oh, yeah, that other one was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. And Aggie got a win. A lot of wins around Texas. Not one here in San Antonio, though. And we'll talk to Jeff Traylor coming up at 9 o'clock. It is the Morning Huddle live from Olympia Hills. 941 San Antonio Sports Talk.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM Floresville.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Ticket. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We're still dealing with some road work on 35 Selma area, northbound Olympia Parkway to FM 1518. It's got the roadway reduced to one lane, almost a 20-minute delay, so stop and go from right around O'Connor. 151 eastbound Old Highway 90, that stalls off to the shoulder, and a minor accident at General McMullen at Commerce Street. And it looks like now a new trouble spot, I-10 westbound approaching 1604. This crash has two right lanes blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's great.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Hear that? The sound of water being poured on 800-degree rocks. If you were here in this sauna, you'd be so hot you wouldn't have the energy to move. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. Besides, after a long ride, a helmet sweat is way more satisfying. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without even breaking a sweat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
You okay?
Sorry, I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey Roadrunner fans, this is April Ansira, VP of Ansira Auto Group, inviting you to join me and the Blitz with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star at Ansira Nissan on Friday, October 4th from 4 to 6 p.m. We will have a meet and greet with star players JT Clark and Jamal Ligon, a giveaway for tickets to the San Antonio Zoo, Fiesta Texas, and shows at the Tobin. But most exciting is exclusive UTSA merch we are selling to benefit UTSA football. See you October 4th. Birds up.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Ugh, I've been feeling so sluggish and just kind of blah. Been there. That's why I take Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites. But I suppose they taste blah. Actually, they taste delicious. It's an apple blueberry flavored center covered in a yogurt coating and is infused with probiotics to help support a healthy gut. They come 5 in a pouch. I just toss one in my bag and go. Toss one in my bag? Get your own.
New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites from the makers of the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Find them in the digestive care aisle.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Houston Texans improved to 3-1 with a 24-20 win over Jacksonville yesterday as C.J. Stroud threw the game-winning touchdown to Dare Ungumbawala with under a minute to go. The Dallas Cowboys defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence could need 4 to 8 weeks to recover from a Liz Frank injury in his right foot. This according to ESPN's Todd Archer. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 3. Welcome into the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know the thing about these golf tournaments? There are a lot of good-looking ladies walking around here, and they're all wearing the cute little golf skirts. What a day to be alive in San Antonio, Texas.
Joe's skirt's pretty nice.
Joe always looks handsome.
Joe's pulling off the...
Yeah, Joe was flirting with me earlier, and it was kind of awkward, but, you know, he was like, "You looking good," but then he tried to pretend like he was talking to these girls, so it was like, oh, okay, sure, that's who you were talking to, Joe. But, you know, no big deal. College football this last weekend. What a game we had on Friday night. The Virginia Tech Miami game that was not supposed to be a good game came down to the wire. Miami had to come from behind to take a lead.
Did they win?
What a great question, right? Because it came down to a final pass, final play, called a touchdown on the field, and then overturned.
Who has the nuts to overturn that? What guy in the world decided, you know what? No.
Well, a guy that was at Miami. Something tells me if that were at Virginia Tech, might be a different result.
That's I'm all about getting it right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they got it right. I think they did, actually.
I think they did too. But I knew it was going to be. It wasn't an easy call either way. They called it incomplete at first, and then they changed their mind. Which suddenly it was complete on the field, and I was like, "This is going to be an S show, no matter what," because they didn't even know what the call on the field should have been.
So, given the scenario, they got it right. But man, oh man, I would not be the guy that goes, "Nope." Tell everybody to stop celebrating, man. This is not a touchdown. Let's go home.
And I was over at the friendly spot, and that's where I was watching the fourth quarter of the game, and everybody there was cheering for Virginia Tech. And I mean, listen, when there's a big favorite,
everybody
wants to see the upset. I get it, but yeah, and it just the elation, and then the sad, like all the air goes out of the balloon when they say nope, incomplete, ball game over.
Because 20 years ago that'd have been a touchdown. It's over. I mean, it just wouldn't have been any question. I don't know how you managed to pull it off, but you did. You might have cheated. You might have pushed off, but you caught the ball, and we're going to give it to you just for gamesmanship.
Texas got a 35-13 win over Mississippi State.
Why is Texas fans so upset with this game?
Well, because Mississippi State is garbage.
You beat them by 17 points. It was. I mean, this is the SEC. It ain't easy all the time.
This was the first time that Texas didn't look like a juggernaut this season. And it's funny because Arch Manning, 26 of 31, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. On the surface, you say, man, they had their way. And they did have their way, like between the 20s, and then just couldn't really punch anything in.
You've got a young quarterback. You discount the fact that this is the backup quarterback that is in his second year in this offense. There's some hesitation. It's obvious. But apart from the hesitation, Texas fans, settle down. You beat a bad SEC team, which is a good team a lot of other places. I mean, it's just not going to be that easy all the time. And Texas won while not playing great. And sometimes there's something to be said just for doing that.
But I always say the point spread is an indication of expectation. The expectation was Texas was going to win this game by 40. So a 22-point win is not exciting.
Well, that was crazy.
Why is it crazy?
You don't win SEC games by that much. You just don't. It just doesn't happen but once or twice a year. This is blood and guts football. It just doesn't happen that way.
Texas A&M survived a blood and guts game with Arkansas. 21-17 is the final.
What was the quarterback's? What did he complete? Like 3 passes? Marcel?
I mean, he was 11 of 22, 2 touchdowns, 163 yards.
Now, certainly the legs and the playmaking ability are ridiculous and fun. But now I think all Aggies now see why Wegman won the spring, won the summer, and is the starting quarterback. I get it. I get the mobility that Marcel Reed brings. It just ain't time yet. This is not a team that was designed to do what he does. We're winning because that defense, the defensive line, is as good as there is in football. The 2 defensive ends for A&M are as good as you're going to find. They're winning football games by hitting the other team harder. It was not an offensive exhibition at all. And Aggie fan, I'm starting to – I know we're doing it with a backup quarterback, but offensive coordinator has some questions that some kinks that need to be worked out. There's no continuity to this, and maybe it's because of the quarterback. We'll find out on Saturday against a real football team in Missouri.
Yeah, that's going to be a good test. A good test for Texas A&M coming up. Elsewhere in the top 25, Ohio State 38-7 win at Michigan State. Just handled their business, and it was really the first time they played a respectable team all season long, and they still took care of it. Maybe the biggest upset of the day, Kentucky knocks off Ole Miss at Ole Miss 20-17.
I watched that. I watched a lot of that game. First of all, Kentucky's defense is as good as there is. What they did to Georgia,
they held Georgia and then Ole Miss back to back.
And Lane Kiffin went Lane Kiffin. I don't blame. Ole Miss was they got bodied. They got out physicaled. And Lane fell back into what Lane Kiffin falls back into sometimes. Some crazy play calling, and I didn't like the way they closed that game out. Unfortunate.
That's the thing about this new playoff, though, is they're still
there,
quite alive.
But I think when you see a game like that, suddenly other people go, "Oh, this is how you do it."
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The blueprint's out there. Oregon 34-13 winners at UCLA. Dylan Gabriel with a nice day, 3 touchdown passes for him. Penn State beats Illinois 21-7. Arizona goes to Utah, tough place to win, and crushes Utah 23-10.
That was the biggest surprise of the weekend because Cam Rising played, didn't he? Did he come back and did he get in there?
Yeah, well, he was he was questionable to play. He warmed up and then did not.
So
play.
he did not play. Well, the air was out of the balloon. That was a crushing defeat for Utah. Crushing.
And that is now that puts Utah at 4. That's their
Big
first
12
loss.
will only get one school in the playoff.
Hey, you know who I think their best chance is Iowa State. Iowa State now 4-0. They stomp the Houston Cougars 20-0. Houston is they're a disaster.
They are. I watched Kansas State beat Oklahoma State handily, and I don't think Kansas State's all that good.
No.
Yeah, Big 12's only going to get one team in.
I think Iowa State is the team to beat there. Michigan survives 27-24. Boy, they looked like Michigan for the first 3 quarters, and then suddenly they allowed 21 points in the fourth quarter and made it a ball game. USC, slow start for the Trojans. They end up getting a 38-21 win over Wisconsin. LSU smacks around South Alabama 42-10. Not much of a surprise there.
They needed that.
Notre Dame and Louisville. Pretty close game, 31-24. Notre Dame gets the win, moves to 4-1. Louisville, that's their first loss of the season, drops them to 3-1.
Big win for Notre Dame. Big one.
Clemson beats Stanford 40-14. I mean, this should tell you about how this top tier of the SEC, how good they really are. Like, we see that Alabama-Georgia game come down to the wire. Clemson couldn't move the football an inch against Georgia. I think we're starting to see Clemson is pretty good. It's just
the Klubnik kid is turned into a quarterback. And I think he was afraid for a game or two.
4 touchdowns yesterday against Stanford. They are a 2-touchdown favorite at Florida State next week.
Well, did you see what SMU did to Florida?
What a mess. What a mess in Tallahassee.
The humiliation.
You mentioned Kansas State gets a win over Oklahoma State 42-20. Oklahoma wins their SEC opener. I guess it's not their opener. They lost that one already.
Yeah.
But they got a 27-21 win at Auburn. BYU 34-28 win at Baylor. Baylor kind of stinks right now. And Boise State 45-24 winners hosting Washington State. That was your top 25 scores.
Oh, wait. You mean that A&M's not in the top 25?
We mentioned them already.
Oh, but they're not in the top 25.
I thought they dropped to 25.
Well, they're tied. There's top 25. There are 26 teams.
First of all, who cares about those?
No, you're right. But it is just indicative of what happens to A&M. You beat a 3-1 SEC team. Boise State takes Washington to the woodshed, and Boise State is suddenly even, and A&M drops. It's just typical.
It's okay, Rob.
It is what it is.
They are, tied for 25th with UNLV. I love this UNLV team. Oh, my God, it's so fun.
And they're a good story. They really are, considering that they were blackmailed by a couple of players and they called them on it.
Yeah. You know who's sneaky good is Indiana. Indiana moved into the top 25. They're number 23 now. Kurt Cignetti is one of my favorite kinds of coaches as a gambler because Kurt Cignetti has the same goals I do, to cover big spreads. And he does not take his foot off the gas. Even when you feel like it's an appropriate time to call the dogs off, he says, oh, no, I'm here to win and embarrass you. And I like it because, when the time comes around his way, like when he plays Ohio State, they're going to try to embarrass him. But I love a coach that doesn't care about that. He's like, when I got a chance to embarrass you, I'm going to embarrass you. And when my time comes, I'll take that medicine. Lane Kiffin's the same way. He's got to take some medicine sometimes. But I respect it.
Well, what Indiana to me, I watch Indiana games just to see which transfer I can pay for. Which guy's going to leave? Because there's a couple talented dudes on that team that have no business being on that team.
Well,
they come play for us.
We are now down to how many unbeatens in Power 4 land? It's Indiana, BYU, Iowa State. BYU kind of a surprise unbeaten team so far this year.
I didn't know Indiana was undefeated.
Mizzou, Miami, Penn State, Oregon, Tennessee, Ohio State, Texas, and Alabama, who beats Georgia in the game of the year. Let's just call it what it was. That was the best game I've seen so far. Looked like Alabama was just going to boat race them. Georgia fought back. This was if you're not a fan of either team, you could not enjoy the game.
Oh, I wanted Georgia to beat them. Oh, and
Did you?
It's not so much I was rooting for Georgia because I wasn't. I was just rooting for sad Alabama fan. The way that stadium looked when Georgia took the lead. Oh, just the pain just gave me power. Just the sadness. And then,
I got enough of that from watching Ole Miss lose.
Oh, that was
crying
awesome.
Ole Miss
fan.
fan.
Crying beautiful young
the pretty
Miss
girls
co-eds.
and
the sadness.
The boys with way too much hair for their tiny little heads just crying.
Just overly produced. Yes, that was. I love it. And then on the other side of it,
my dad paid good money for me to come here and watch these boys win. Now you can't even win.
And then watching Georgia fan just get their hearts ripped out. God, I just loved it. It just made me feel good.
Love to watch
just sadness.
Agonized fans.
Oh, just to watch the weeping just did my heart good.
That was the last A&M Arkansas game in Jerry World.
Thank God that thing's over. I know. I'm not looking forward to hillbillies showing up to College Station. Y'all are going to get a taste of that this year. Austin types.
And listen, going up there is no treat either.
Oh, no, it's not. But nothing was worse than that synthetic. That we were there how long? 12 years.
Kind of sterile, right?
It was. It just never.
They tried to make
worked.
something of it, and it's just not a thing.
Jerry wanted it, and A&M won every one of them. None of them pretty. There weren't. I mean, they're all good games, but nothing extraordinary ever came out of that.
Just bet the dog.
Just, basically, I mean, seriously, it was never. There was never any there. It was a worthy attempt. Let's put it back on campus.
They were trying to do an answer to Texas OU, and there's not an answer for it.
You don't manufacture that, and even after 10 years, we should have seen it and said, they re-upped it.
Oh yeah,
there's just your home gate matters so much to the locals, and when you lose a home game every year or every other year, it matters, and I think it's better for your college town to get those home games.
All right, when we come back, we'll do what we always do on Mondays. We'll take a look at the losers of the weekend. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, it is golf tournament day. We're going to be live out at the break room. Looking forward to that.
It's going to be a fun time at the break room in Live Oak, reacting to the NFL weekend, Texans, Jags, plus the latest injury front from the Dallas Cowboys.
And Jeff Traylor from UTSA will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz live from the break room.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
Winning.
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
I was so excited when I heard the sandwich was back. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken. It's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
The Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is back with a bite. Try it with the original or spicy filet now for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Hello. My name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. Recently, we've all seen advertisements from attorneys here in San Antonio saying their firm does not get paid an attorney fee unless there's a recovery. And maybe you've heard, we don't get paid unless you get paid, or words to that effect. Well, that is what I've been doing for more than 30 years. I honestly did not know that there were attorneys in San Antonio that would represent an injured client and charge a fee if there was no recovery. You see, I practice law with basic principles, one of which is you never need an excuse to do the right thing. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, including a commercial or business vehicle, an 18-wheeler, call me. The phone call and consultation is free. If you hire me, I will not get a fee unless there is a recovery. And this has been true for me and my firm for more than 30 years. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
PSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. Hurt is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download Hurt now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The Hurt app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the Hurt app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at tsaog.com.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators.
Like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print everything for my business. Sure can. And the quality is guaranteed? Absolutely. Plus, you'll beat any price quote. Is that right? For sure. How about this one? We'll beat it. Can you print menus, signs, and flyers? Sure can. How about blueprints? No problem. What about red prints? Not a real thing. What if they were? We'd print them. And they'd look amazing.
Now at Staples, print more, save more. Up to $150 off your print purchase. Ends 11/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details and staples.com/price match for in-store price match guarantee.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/credit.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime. It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen. And Rob, you know what we like to do on Monday. We like to celebrate wins, but we also like to make fun of the losers. Losers. I'll take the lead here.
All right.
My number 5 loser is Doug Peterson, coach of the Jacksonville Jags, who had one in the bag that he really, really needed. Really, really needed, and found a way to piss it away. And I don't know that things recover. I mean, you don't make the playoffs when you go 0-4. It just doesn't happen.
It's over. But
this could have been re-energize. We just beat the team that's supposed to be the best in the division. Things are better, but now you're 0-4. Now everybody starts to chatter, and Doug Peterson's probably not going to last this season.
Well, if you're if you own the team, you're stuck with Trevor. You're stuck with him.
Yes. So what's the easiest move to make?
You're gonna have to decide who we are, and you're gonna have to go get guys to help him. I thought they had guys to help him. They don't. Whatever that is, Evan Ingram, you have to find somebody who can play, who actually comes and shows up. I don't think Peterson's going to get fired. It felt like to me that there's just not enough there, that they felt like Trevor would be good enough to elevate a bunch of average dudes, and he's not. So you're going to now have to go the Baker Mayfield way and go find the very best you can afford to give Trevor an opportunity, because I just don't think there's enough there. And I don't know if an offensive guru is enough to go fix what ails them. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the worst place to be because there is no obvious fix.
All right, who's your number 5 loser?
The number 5 loser, sometimes when you win, you lose, and when you lose, you win. This one was a flat-out loss. Lane Kiffin. This was one of those trap SEC games that he should have seen coming. We knew what Kentucky was capable of. We saw what they did against Georgia. That they got out-bodied and beaten the way that Ole Miss loses all the time. That's still a team that's going to win 10 games, but you get the sense that they're going to lose the next time they play a really good football team, as Lane Kiffin tends to do.
Yep. My number 4 is also an SEC coach, except it's Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze, who is an unlikable human, a terrible person who threw his quarterback under the bus last week. Said, "Oh, we can't. Everything went well except my quarterback. I got to find a quarterback who doesn't give it to the other team." And then they go out and blow a massive lead to an inept Oklahoma offense with a freshman quarterback who can barely throw the ball. And not only did they let them all the way back, you let them beat you in your house
at home.
I love it. I normally take no joy in Oklahoma winning at anything. But watching Hugh Freeze's face when Oklahoma took the lead was just perfect for me. He is such a scumbag. I love seeing him. He's such a good play caller, and I love his offense. I think he's just a terrible, terrible person.
And it was on exhibition, everything about who he is and the program he runs.
I love it.
That first quarter, that was Freeze's. That was it. That's how he wins football games. And Auburn looked like they were about to put something on OU, and I was kind of cheering for him. No, that fell apart real quick. My second loser, Anthony Richardson. Oh my gosh, poor bastard!
Get out of bounds.
Come on, man. When he is on, why is it the big dude gets hurt and Jaden Daniels can throw himself into 15 different cats, and just bounces up and stands up, 6'6" and 240, gets cracked hard, and he's done.
Remember I was saying he's the most Cam Newton thing since Cam Newton, except Cam Newton, it seemed like Cam Newton just never got hurt. Like he could just take it. And Anthony Richardson clearly just isn't built that same way.
And didn't we see Flacco do this in New York last year?
Yeah.
Just opportunistic, shows up with his
I love Joe Flacco.
Planted
I
feet
love him, man.
And throw darts, man. He just throws lasers.
And they asked him, they were like, when you came in, were you nervous? He was like, absolutely.
If I get hit the wrong way,
this is a dude who's won a Super Bowl. They're like, were you worried when you came in backup duty? He's like, absolutely. But I kind of calmed down as the game went on. But no, I was happy for Joe Flacco to get a win. My third loser is the Arizona Diamondbacks, who all you had to do was win 2 out of 3 against a Padres team who wasn't even trying this weekend. They were basically throwing bullpen games all weekend. And they were only able to get 1.
I didn't know this.
If they would have won 2 of the 3 against the Padres backup squad, they wouldn't be sitting around today panicking. Now they have to sit and wait and hope that the same team wins twice today. Just do your job, losers.
This is so contrived. I didn't know they had an opportunity to.
Oh, yeah.
Now I don't. Now they have to split. They have no business going. Seriously, if they fall ass backwards into it after having a chance and then they have to rely on another team collapsing so they can get in, that's such a baseball thing.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Who's your number 3 loser?
This one's a tough one because now we're starting to talk about longevity. And I have to fall back on Aaron Rodgers. You were brought in for nights like yesterday. You were brought in to do things in bad weather against average football teams. You're supposed to elevate you. And they lost yesterday because of you. Now, it wasn't an individual thing. He was just, as you've been saying, he's just an average quarterback. And I thought I had seen something that was going to tell me that he is more than that. I'm not going to hold one game against him, but if that's the Aaron Rodgers that we're with, that the Jets have, They're stuck with an average dude. He's nothing special other than give him a 5-minute warm-up and a little bit of something, and you'll get a miracle play. But for the most part, he's barely above average.
Well, that brings me to my number 2 loser, who is Nathaniel Hackett, Aaron Rodgers' personal friend and OC.
Okay, maybe that might have been more applicable, because what was that?
Especially given that, remember Sean Payton, when Sean Payton took over in Denver, he said Nathaniel Hackett did one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL. And he said he had his dirty hands all over Russell Wilson and ruined Russell Wilson, and basically made it personal. And everybody was like, Aaron Rodgers was mad about it. Like, everybody didn't like him talking about Nathaniel Hackett. And Nathaniel Hackett had a chance to go out and put up a number on Sean Payton and put up 3 field goals against a garbage Broncos team. Oh, what an embarrassing day for Nathaniel Hackett as a play caller.
I hadn't added all that together. I knew that it was just such an unfortunate situation. Peyton laughed his way all the way to the
end. Yes.
Just could not get over that one because, he poked Hackett in the eye.
All
Outstanding.
Right. Who's your number 2 loser?
Now we're getting up to I want to jump on Baylor head coach Aranda.
Yep.
But I don't know if he deserves it.
Well, he's going to get fired.
Gee,
they're not
what was that? This is Baylor's not ever going to be great. They're never going to be what they were just because the landscape has changed. But you can't roll that out at home in that situation and lose the way that they lost. I don't think they should fire him. I think he's a good guy in that position, but I don't know how you don't. That whole football organization just needs to be recalibrated. And I don't know if it's find an old legendary coach that has been there before, but the young guy coordinator isn't going to find a place in Waco. It's just not going to happen.
My number 1 loser is Matthew Sluka, the former UNLV quarterback.
Now, that's L right there.
Sir, you have overplayed your hand. I'm going to hold my team over a barrel and say I'm leaving because I didn't get paid right. Circa Sports, the casino, offered to pay the $100,000 for Sluka to get him to come back, and they called UNLV and said, hey, we're willing to put up this $100K, and UNLV said, he's not in the program. We will no longer be doing business with the Sluka family. We are not interested in a reunion. And Haj Malik Williams comes out and has 182 yards passing with 3 touchdowns, 13 of 16 passing, mind you, whereas Sluka was like a 43% passer on the year, and he ran for 119 yards. 59-14 win for UNLV. They did not need Matthew Sluka. So all this going, what's UNLV going to do without their quarterback? That dude overplayed his hand. They didn't need him. He was Brennan Marion, the OC, is the offense.
Yeah, he is.
It ain't Matthew Sluka. Matthew Sluka is going to be nowhere next year.
But I got to be honest. That seems like a rather tricky offense to run.
Because
there's a lot of running involved. I didn't think that this kid had it in him. I really didn't. Well played, man, all the way around. And this Sluka kid, he's done. I mean, that
loser.
He'll be playing at FCS school near you.
Back to it. Yeah, back to the FCS. Back to Holy Cross. Good luck.
I hate to go and pick on usual suspects, but watching Florida State, the entire football program, go up and lose in Dallas at SMU in that little field, Florida State, and all that you are, how far have you fallen? I've seen some precipitous falls in collegiate football history. But normally it's because of recruiting violations and starters being benched and things that the real reason you should be struggling. Not this. Losing to SMU on the road
this team was undefeated in the regular season last year. They had an argument to be in the national title picture.
I've never seen anything like this.
And they are 1-4. Their one win is a 5-point win at home against Cal.
I can't imagine what's going on in Tallahassee. And God knows, thoughts and prayers, everybody there. Luckily, it wasn't as bad as they thought it was going to be, at least there. But man, it is an absolute catastrophic.
Oh, it's so great.
It's to the point where everybody needs to just transfer away. We'll let's do a Colorado. Go get a coach, and everybody on this roster probably needs to go.
That's wild where they're at right now. And you know that the teams that are on their schedule every year are licking their chops. Clemson is licking their chops for this coming week. Miami in a couple weeks is licking their chops. Notre Dame licking their chops. And this is crazy. Florida at the end of the season, as bad as things are at Florida, they're licking their chops to smack around this sorry-ass Florida State team. What a mess it is down there.
I can't remember any situation like this.
What a bunch of losers, all these guys. All
it's a glorious and you know the ACC commissioner's going, so you guys wanted to leave, huh?
Losers.
You guys are going to sue us to leave.
All right, we got to hit a break. When we come back, I think we're gonna talk to Jenny Kles, if I'm not mistaken.
If she's around, we'll find her.
But that's the game plan. We'll talk about SA Sports and what we're doing out here with this tournament. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, Ewald Kubota has been around San Antonio for an awfully long time, and I'm so proud to have an opportunity to talk about the folks at Ewald, because when you think fine tractors, that's when you think Ewald Kubota. And right now, when we get into the fall season, there's no better time to jump on an Ewald Kubota deal right now. You know, as we've talked to Ewald over the years, they've been fine sponsors of a lot of different things. And when I got a chance to meet and talk with the folks at Ewald, I could not wait to start telling you about their one shop to show the tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, plus service, parts, and rental, all in one building. They got 11 locations around Texas, all waiting for you. And this team takes service and after the sale absolutely seriously. For rental equipment, if you've got a big job and only need the big equipment for a day, a week, or a month, the folks at Ewald are going to take care of you. They'll deliver construction equipment directly to your work site and show you how to use it once they get here. Now that it's hunting season, we got to go get our leases, everything cleaned up. And when you're looking for the perfect hunting accessory, Ewald Kubota's got exactly what you need. And they'll pick it right up and they'll help you out with the right utility vehicle or even to customize whatever you need to get that lease ready to go get that big. And when there's ground to cover, you need the powerful, durable Ewald Kubota RTV X1140. It's a beautiful machine. It's North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle out there. That is a fine tractor put together by Ewald. And right now, bring home a select Ewald Kubota equipment with $0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months and save up to $1,000. That's Ewald Kubota. That's a fine tractor.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Ticket. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working an accident on 35 southbound just past O'Connor. An hour delay, so just avoid it if at all possible. We've got 2 left lanes blocked. Traffic is stopped from FM 1103. Again, this is on the northeast side of town. Major accident working. 35 southbound just past O'Connor with 2 left lanes blocked. 35 northbound approaching 1604. This accident off to the shoulder and a stall at 410 eastbound approaching Honeysuckle. Right lane blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic with an STP Extended Life oil filter for just $35.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know you play fantasy football. Put your knowledge to work. And remember, use the code Alamo and there's $50 in it for you. Download the app now. Use Alamo. Play with your friends. It's the best way to have fun and get yourself in the game. Remember, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can add to big payouts. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
It's the Ancira Nissan end of summer sales event at Ancira Nissan on I-10 West. Lease this 2024 Rogue SV for just $246 per month for 36 months. Or buy this 24 Leaf SV and take $10,000 off MSRP. Come on by or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. The end of summer sales event at Ancira Nissan on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price to have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives a winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the pit house to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist? Huh, you don't say. Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, I'll get right into it since Vic is being a bully, trying to tell me what to do.
You're being produced.
Yeah, that's the last thing I need. But we are out here at the Fall Golf Classic, and all of this benefits SA Sports. And the CEO of SA Sports is here. Jenny Kles joins us on the Little Baby Morning Huddle. Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning. The Little Baby Huddle. I love it.
Yeah, we're brand new. We're brand spanking new. We're growing.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm so honored to be on the Little Baby Huddle this
we had
morning.
to throw a golf tournament to have you here. So that's the reason we did all this.
We've been reaching out to your office for months.
They're like,
oh, she's not taking calls from people like you.
Well, yeah.
So
you say golf and I come running.
That seems the way it is.
Here I am. Yeah.
Well, I talked to you a little off air, again, as someone who's kind of new to the city. Like, tell me about your organization. Tell me about San Antonio Sports, what you guys do, how you do it. Just kind of give the overview.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing to talk about. So first of all, thank y'all for having us and making us your charity for today's golf outing. San Antonio Sports is the sports commission for our community. We are celebrating our 40th anniversary throughout 2024. I can't believe we've been around for 40 years. I've been a part of the organization.
You're like 32.
For
That's crazy.
I know. I started when I was a little kid.
Congratulations.
Been a part of the organization for 25 years. Our mission is to transform San Antonio through the power of sport. And we have a vision of making this a healthier community, healthier families and kids, places to play, and events that impact. If you know about San Antonio Sports, you probably know about us through the NCAA Final Fours that we bring to the city. And what a year. We've got 187 days until tip-off to the next NCAA Men's Final Four that will be downtown at the Alamo Dome. It'll be our 5th Final Four, so we're super fired up about that.
You know, the 187 days, it feels like it's just far enough away to be terrifying.
Terrifying.
You're good at this. You've done this enough times, but there's always something new to the game. And now the logistics of all the things that are going on downtown construction-wise and all of that and all the prep work that goes into it, this must feel like you're looking up at a mountain and you don't see the top.
Yeah, I love that you recognize that, Rob, because we keep a countdown clock in our office, so it's just always right in front of us. And I started working on this event in 2017 when we bid on it. We were awarded July of 2018, right after hosting the Men's Final Four, which I think was a big part of our bid. We put together a beautiful event for the NCAA and all of their.
Jenny, did you know I drove the boat?
No,
I drove the boat
during the championship river parade, at 1 a.m.
I was the boat driver on the parade.
Get out.
Yeah.
How did I not know that?
You didn't know me then.
This is a little side gig you do?
I drove boats there for a minute. Yeah.
This is his part-time gig.
Yeah,
he's a boat.
I'm a professional boat
professional full-time barge driver.
Not only for the championship drive, I also drove the boat for that 2017 pep rally down at the Riverwalk, down at the River Center Mall.
Okay. So this is part of what makes San Antonio great when it comes to hosting big events. They like coming to a beautiful city, a destination city. The weather's great in April. It's central to the country, easy to get to. And you don't have to get on a bus to go to the games. You can be on the Riverwalk, like riding on your barge, 30 minutes until tip-off, having a margarita, and then let's walk to the game and walk in. It's so easy.
And what makes it so easy for everyone is what you guys do until the thing begins, is we as San Antonians host this thing. This is our thing, and you coordinate it. The logistics are all done through what you have done. And when we talk about the greatness of our city, and we're seeing it all over the country, it's the SA Sports stuff behind the scenes in preparation for what we get in these Final Fours. So what you guys do matters, but we need help to get this thing going on.
We do. It takes a village to put on an event like this. It's not just San Antonio Sports. We'd like to think we're the anchor on the team or the point guard, but working with the city of San Antonio and our venues, Visit San Antonio and all of our hotels, and of course our Division I institutions, which technically are our hosts for a Final Four. And I'm fired up that this is the first men's Final Four we will have with my alma mater as one of the hosts, UIW, along with UTSA. It's been our longtime partner since the first Final Four in '98. But it takes everybody. It takes thousands of volunteers. It takes a lot of financial backing. The amount of money that we have to put up for hosting obligations is quite the feat, while still running San Antonio Sports at the same time and making sure that our day-to-day and our community programs are still going off without a hitch. So yeah, it takes a village for sure.
I'd imagine it's kind of a unique challenge too, doing a Final Four, whereas like when you put on the Alamo Bowl, you pretty much know like a month in advance who's going to be playing. You've got all this time to prep, but like, no, you don't know who's going to be in the Final Four. It's about 5 days before it happens. And then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, in 5 days, this is where all the tickets are going to, all these people are coming from. That's like a unique challenge, I would think, when you're hosting a Final Four.
It's a crazy turnaround, and the NCAA does such a good job working with the teams. The teams that typically might have a chance to make it to the Final Four, like they're conditioned. They know what prep work that they have to do to prepare in case they make it to the Final Four. But to watch how it turns over from regional weekend over the next couple of days, and the teams arrive on Wednesday. So you're saying 5 days? It's more like 2.5, 3. And to watch the decor that goes up, that's team specific, the tickets that have to go out. Thank God they're all digital now. But
because it's not like most people don't just buy Final Four tickets, say I'm going to the Final Four no matter who's playing. Like,
well, some people do, but it's team centric.
Most of them are like, my team is in.
Yeah.
Now we got to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
That's a wild thing to put on.
So back in the day, this is a great story. Before everything went digital, the tickets were hard tickets, and so we would send out what we called transition teams to the regionals with the Final Four tickets in hand, like in a suitcase. You're getting off the airport, off your flight, and you're pulling the suitcase with $1 million of tickets.
It's wild.
And you go to a team meeting after the Sweet 16 games, and then you meet preparing the teams that might make it from their region to the Final Four. And here are your tickets, by the way. I did it once, and I never want to do it again.
Well, we're talking about Final Four, but you guys do.
We do so much more.
You're day to day, the high school, you're in elementaries and middle schools, all the things that, the big stuff funds to get the other stuff to what really matters going.
Well, no, we don't get funding from the Final Four, but it provides exposure for everything else that we do. So I appreciate that. Yeah, we're in almost 60 Title I elementary schools across the county, bringing club sports to Title I kids that otherwise probably wouldn't get a chance to play club sports. And it's not just the sports development. Now we're doing character education. We're doing nutrition. We're doing mental wellness. We do a free fitness program throughout the year for all of our citizens to take part in. So we're trying to make this a better city. And I love that you brought up All-Star Game. This is one of the favorite things that we do, and we're expanding it. We just hosted our first basketball All-Star Game.
I'm on the committee. I'm so excited about this. We're due. Yes,
and
wonderful.
we hear these stories after the fact of these kids that don't have offers to go on and play. They get to play in our All-Star Game, and somebody sees them.
It matters.
And they get an offer, and it changes the trajectory of their life. It matters. You're exactly right.
That is Jenny Kles from San Antonio Sports. We appreciate you being out here for this. We appreciate you taking time to come on the Little Bitty Baby Morning Huddle. We thank you for that. And
so much fun.
We're glad to be able to be a part of this thing.
Will you come back when we get closer to Final Four and see what we can do to help?
You bet. I just need to know, are you going to be driving a barge again? Because we're doing
I'm not sure they're going to let me back. It's been a few years.
He got a BWI. He's not allowed.
BWI.
He's not allowed to drive one anymore.
It was a late night thing.
Yeah, he's on probation.
Some community service. It's
okay. All right. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all.
That is Jenny Kles from SA Sports. Oh, I love it.
Before she walks off, I'm going to talk about her because she can't respond. There are very few people in our city that make a genuine difference. And there's probably about 30 people in our city that every day do something to better one. And she's one of them. She matters.
What a gal. I love her already. I love her spirit.
Oh man, wait till you see what they do. There's no organization in our city that does what they do and crosses so many different lines. And they're so good at bringing in some of the things that we're famous for. But we know we got it. But they're the ones that are getting the people here, and the way that they treat the rest of the NCAA community. We're highly regarded because of Jenny and the group.
Well, guess what's next, Rob?
What's that?
We've got another interview on the other side.
Maybe not quite as happy. Although they are playing host to the Final Four.
That's true. UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor. We're going to talk to him coming off what I imagine would have been a very frustrating loss on the road at East Carolina in a game that it felt like they had control of.
It felt like he saw it coming, too. He knew that they were going into a buzzsaw. They were ready. They just couldn't hold on.
But we'll see how he's feeling as UTSA continues to ride the roller coaster that is the 2024 season, and see where he's got his team's head at right now, because it feels like things are more difficult here than they've been in a while.
Life in the big city. You want to be in a big-time football conference, you're going to play big-time football teams and play them on the road, and you got to be ready.
Welcome to Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Well, so we'll talk to Coach Jeff Traylor next. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys are in the Steel City taking on Pittsburgh.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working an accident on 35 southbound just past O'Connor. An hour delay, so just avoid it if at all possible. We've got 2 left lanes blocked. Traffic is stopped from FM 1103. Again, this is on the northeast side of town. Major accident working. 35 southbound just past O'Connor with 2 left lanes blocked. 35 northbound approaching 1604. This accident off to the shoulder. And a stall at 410 eastbound approaching Honeysuckle. Right lane blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax day.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at turbotax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at turbotax.com/beatyourprice.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Houston Texans improved to 3-1 with a 24-20 win over Jacksonville yesterday as C.J. Stroud threw the game-winning touchdown to Dare Ungumbawala with under a minute to go. The Dallas Cowboys defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence could need 4 to 8 weeks to recover from a Liz Frank injury in his right foot. This according to ESPN's Todd Archer. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 4, live from Augusta Golf Club. Well, Olympia Hills, same thing, basically. Same thing. Same. For the
very much the same.
That's right. For the San Antonio Sports Star Fall Classic underway today. But right now, we got to talk some football. Joining us now on the Buyers Barricade guest line is the head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, Coach Jeff Traylor. Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
Coach, we've talked to you. We've heard the frustration out of you a couple times this year. This one had to feel kind of gutting because it felt like this was a game that you guys were in control in against East Carolina. And anytime you're on the road and you've got a lead, you're never comfortable. But talk about the differences between the first half and the second half with your boys.
Great way to describe it. You couldn't have described it better. It was 13-3. We had played pretty much as good as we could have, other than the fumble on the first drive. But Cam made a great play on the interception. They ruled a defensive pass interference penalty. You can go back and watch the play and decide. We're just not good enough to overcome that yet. That drive, that penalty led to a touchdown, made 13-10 right before halftime. Momentum changed. Their crowd was fantastic. They really got into the game, and we had 5, penalties pre-snap. And again, we're not good enough to overcome that yet. And but our kids fought. I was very proud of their competitive nature. Rallied, had the ball on the 17-yard line to tie the game up, and we just didn't execute. Our defense played more than good enough for us to win. Offensively, we're just frustrating to watch right now. Just cannot keep our line healthy. We lost our right tackle, our right guard, and left guard in the game. But we still protected our quarterback well and ran the ball well enough, believe it or not. Had some critical drops down the stretch, some missed throws, and just didn't get it done. Very, very, very frustrating.
A couple of drops and a couple of interceptions, the late one. You never know whose fault it is. I really don't care. And I don't want to find out either. But when I see those, is it about focusing in on the offense? Was there a man late or something like that? Because you guys were moving the ball in the fourth quarter, it felt like, just not in the appropriate times. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think he pressed a little. I think that's the only time he really did not play within himself. You got to remember our defense is really good. They're going to keep us in the game, and you just can't press like he did late. He forced a couple of throws in there, but we got to help him. If you just catch the balls you're supposed to catch, he's not having to feel that. You just got to go through it, man. He's a sophomore. I know everybody's tired of hearing that, but you just got to go through it. We're not. I just said this on the other radio show before. We're not a program that's going to go out and spend $1 million and buy a one-year quarterback. We don't have that kind of money to begin with. We're going to develop our young players. The kid's a good football player. He's just young. Frank had to go through the same thing. Just nobody was watching 5 years ago. And then everybody saw the end of Frank's career Owen's going to be a very, very good quarterback. We just got to hang in there with him and get to these learning curves right now.
Is this, and I'm going to take you back in time a little bit to when you were on the staff at Texas, and Texas was struggling under Charlie Strong, and it was one of those things where it felt like things just weren't falling together the way they were expected to. Are you getting vibes like that? Because I know you haven't really dealt with anything like that here at UTSA. You guys have kind of been overachievers in a lot of ways here. Does this feel like the expectations were one thing, and when you can't meet those, they start to pile up a little bit?
No, that's what you guys are for. Y'all talk about all that nonsense. We don't talk about that stuff at all. We knew we're rebuilding our offense. It's our very first year here. We had to rebuild everything. So this team was predicted to go second off of the last 4 years' success. There's nothing this team has done that deserved those rankings. We've got to go get better. We've got a new center, a new left tackle, new right tackle, new receivers, new quarterback, and just pull back and use some common sense. There's going to be some learning curve. I want to be 2-3? No. Could there have been 3 worse road games to start off the year on? I don't know if you could have worse than Texas State, University of Texas, and East Carolina. Those are tough places to go play. We still are fine in this field house. That's all that matters. We got a lot left. We were 2-3 this time last year. We're 2-3 again. A lot of football in front of us. Nobody's pushing a panic button. We just got to keep getting better. And I understand everybody's frustration. I totally get it. We're just as frustrated. But no, there's no comparisons here to what I went through at the University of Texas. Absolutely zero.
I don't want to disregard Rice, but you get a week off as you prepare to head to Houston. Bye week couldn't have come at a better time. How do you plan to work the bye week schedule?
We can't disregard anybody right now. We got a lot to work on with the Roadrunners, to be honest with you. We'll be today's an academic day, so those guys are not in here today anyway. Tomorrow we'll lift, get a lot of rehab, get them some massages, try to get their bodies right. Wednesday and Thursday we'll practice. We'll try to, they got class obviously Friday. We'll try to get them home for the weekend, see their families. And we'll practice Sunday night for Rice. And, they're having a frustrating year as well. So this is a big game for them as we're all still trying to stay in the fight for the conference, play.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fact is you guys are 0-1 in conference, which isn't the end of the world. I mean, does your team still feel like this is a conference championship team?
We're just not talking about any of that stuff right now. We got to we score more than 20 points in a ball game. That's where we got to get to right now.
That's Coach Jeff Traylor joining us on the Buyers Barricade guest line. Coach, we mentioned the bye week and Rice on deck. What is, and I don't know if we're going to talk to you next week, so I'll ask you now, what does Rice present, or have you even dug into that yet?
Oh, yeah, we're working on them already. They're just a typical Rice football team. They're very well coached. They're very smart. They do a lot of stuff defensively. They do a lot of stuff offensively. Mike does what he knows those kids are good at. They're very smart kids with high character, and they do a ton. So, it's a good time for us to have 2 weeks to prepare for all the stuff they do. I know we've beaten them in the past, but they've always given us, fits. It's always a very, very close game. I know at the end, the scores look like we beat them pretty good, but they're always close early. And obviously, we're the team in transition this year. They've got a ton of their players back from last year. They'll be a handful for us, and I know nobody wants to hear that, but it's just the truth. And we're on the road again. Shocker. That's all we do is travel.
You'd start bouncing home and away for a couple of weeks. Any injuries we need to be worried about as you get a little time to get well?
Just the old line. In the game, we lost our right tackle, our right guard, and our left guard. Will those guys be able to get back? We'll see. One injury on defense. We'll see what that's going to look like. So just part of the game, man. Everybody's got that stuff. It's just I've never seen a program for 5 years at the O-line. It's just unbelievable, our luck up front.
That is Coach Jeff Traylor. Coach, sorry that this weekend didn't go as well as you'd hoped, but I still feel like you guys should be able to get back on, and hopefully your team still is in decent spirits and enjoy the bye week a little bit.
Oh, our kids are the best. They're great. They're fighters. They don't get into all that nonsense. They'll be fine. They'll keep competing, and we'll figure this thing out. Appreciate y'all. God bless. Birds up.
All right, we'll talk to you after the Rice game, Coach. That's Coach Jeff Traylor of the UTSA Roadrunners. All guests appear via the Buyers Barricade guest line. Buyers Barricades provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Coach is a little defensive. I'm not upset with where UTSA is right now. I mean, going to East Carolina and losing like that's no disgrace. These are roady, tough. Texas State, we know what they are. We know what Texas is. Now we know what East Carolina is. I think that if there are people down on this program right now, you're unaccustomed to what big time football is.
I think it's just that UTSA seemed like they had that game in control.
I get it.
And anytime you for lack of a better term, piss away a game that you feel like is a win.
A redshirt sophomore starting on the road after it was going to be tough no matter what. And they did have it in their hands. There's so much more to this season. And you can see in this offense how much more there is. There's more offense on this bone. There's a lot of chicken to eat yet. I'm not worried about this team. Now, there's some tough games coming. Navy is good.
Well, they don't have to play Navy this year.
Army, not so much.
Army's 4-0. They're rolling.
I watched them dispatch, and Navy's good. There's some teams coming, but
they've got a good stretch right now.
Yes.
Rice, Florida Atlantic, and Tulsa are three of the worst teams in the conference.
To get ready for Memphis around the bend.
And then you got North Texas is going to be a handful. At Army is going to be a tough game, but you could still be a bowl eligible team.
I think they're going to be in a bowl. I'm not worried as much about this. Wasn't going to be a Frank Harris football team. We knew this was going to be a bit of a change, but coaches recruited well. Luckily, the defense, the offensive line has been an issue, but there's been a next man up mentality. The one thing I hate hearing. No, UTSA does not have $1 million. They are not going to go buy a quarterback. It's not in the offing, but we all know that. I don't expect Coach to go find himself $1 million quarterback. I'd like to find the money to help him go do that, but I don't think there's a lot more of expectation of McCown than what he's doing.
From what I understand, like a high-end G5 quarterback is like $200,000. Can they find that?
Well, we're new to this. This is to grow into a high-end Division I football team. There is the process for the school, the athletic department, acting and being part of a big-time football program. But as the department grows, so does your alumni. And your alumni has to become D1 alumni as well. And that involves giving far more than it involves writing a check even after you lose. It involves writing a check even after an average year. It involves writing the check and feeding the beast. And UTSA fan you can't just write when you're winning. Because once you start losing, if you're not writing checks, then you will never win again. And I think the athletic department, the football program, is further ahead in the Division I world than the fandom, than the alumni. They just don't get it. When you get those letters from the athletic department, when it's about supporting your team, this is where the W's come from. You talk about Jimmys and Joes, you want Coach to go get some Jimmys and Joes, you better put some zeros on the end of those checks. And if you don't have them, you're just not going to get them. And the guys that you do get, you're going to lose because those zeros are going to come from somebody else.
All right, let's hit it. And then when we come back, we'll do some non-sports stuff as we wrap up things. And then we get to the daily lines on a Monday, live from Olympia Hills Golf Course. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Rob, tell the people about the Institute for
I should
Functional
know
Health.
that it's the Institute for Functional Health. It's 9:15, 9:12. It's not 9:15 yet. I'm sorry. I was actually looking at Ben Bailey, our account executive, who also is a patient of Dr. Jacob Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. And this morning, we were discussing intermittent fasting and how effective that has been on our weight loss program. And what struck me was Ben goes to see Dr. Torres. He's on a completely different plan than I am. He does things differently. The outcome has been the same, but because he got to his issues in a different way than I did, we are being taught, we are being educated, and we are being shown how to lose weight in ways that are appropriate to us. And that's why Dr. Torres has been so successful, because he knows everybody's an individual, but he understands that weight loss is a medical process where there is not a lot of variance. You take in fewer calories than you burn, you will lose weight. But it's how do you do that, and how can you live on a diet that will allow you? That's where Dr. Torres has been so remarkably successful with so many people just like you and just like me, because he takes the time to get to know his patients, and he puts puts together programs that are specific to them with medical backgrounds in place. So if it's time for you to lose weight, write this number down, 210-468-1891. Go to the website, iffhealth.com. Ask the right questions, and I'm sure you're going to come to the answer that so many of us found. It's Dr. Torres at the IFF. Call him today. Get to know the program. It'll change your life. And when it does, come by and thank me later.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
It depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax rate.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
Winning!
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
"Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there."
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
When I wake up,
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Hey Roadrunner fans, this is April Ansira, VP of Ansira Auto Group, inviting you to join me and the Blitz with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star at Ansira Nissan on Friday, October 4th from 4 to 6 p.m. We will have a meet and greet with star players JT Clark and Jamal Ligon, a giveaway for tickets to the San Antonio Zoo, Fiesta Texas, and shows at the Tobin. But most exciting is exclusive UTSA merch we are selling to benefit UTSA football. See you October 4th. Birds up.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
AJ, there's a lot of alcohol on this golf course right now.
Oh, well.
There's a lot of alcohol.
We shotgun started our Yinglings.
We were the only ones that did.
Nobody else wanted to do it with us.
No, we did it. I'll tell you what.
Wouldn't do it.
I counted at least 5 different holes that have some sort of alcoholic recipe.
Well, we're going to go visit them, all right?
We're going to go see them. The boys I just hit the course just now.
They have a cart saved for us?
Well, we'll have to. I see a few more, but it's not easy to find a cart. We're going to have to go grab one.
We should put our clubs on the car, and that way if we feel like hitting a ball, we can.
I'm taking a club. I might offer to putt for somebody. I'm not going to pull out a driver. Maybe I'll take a sand wedge, pitching wedge.
Okay.
If they need some help.
All right.
You going to drive for them?
I've got a new driver. I've never used it.
Ooh.
I've never used it.
Well, maybe we need to unveil it.
I'm guessing it doesn't
Unleash it.
I'm guessing it doesn't hit straight.
Well, no. We have to round it into form.
That's right.
It's like target practice. You got to sight in your driver.
I like to always take a look at what's going on outside of the world of sports. And you see this video right here? You see the
I know what that is, and I've had horrifying nightmares of what happened in China.
In China, there was a literal bleep storm,
a poop explosion,
a poonado or a poocano.
Poonado, I like that one.
Poocano. It's a poopcano, a volcano
poopcano.
of poop. There's a video where somehow
it's a high pressure sewer line, which I don't think you should have a high pressure sewer line ever.
I don't think so either.
I think low pressure, easy flow.
There's
in
a lot
all
of
situations.
There's a lot of people in China. And 11 o'clock on Wednesday, a newly installed sewage pipe in southern China suddenly ruptured.
God.
And it sent a cloud. I say a cloud. It sent a geyser of poo nearly 35 feet in the air, splattering cars and pedestrians. What's sad is there's a bunch of these people on motorcycles.
Oh God! Kill me, just kill me.
I don't even like riding my motorcycle in the rain. And imagine you're driving, all of a sudden you feel that hitting your face.
That smells. That's somebody making soup.
Talk about pulling the bugs out of your teeth. It's
dude, that is just. Have you ever seen anybody go into like a portalette and they get tumped over on the inside? You ever seen that?
No. Oh yeah.
That's just kill me. If that ever is to happen to me, just end it, because the PTSD that would come from either being tumped over or being in a shower of Chinese poop, you never get over it. Ever.
No.
Ever. You get lifetime disability.
Like these people are some people saying their cars are ruined.
No, they're ruined.
I feel like, I don't know. You should be able to wash it.
No, everything that was touched by that Asian poo needs to be burned. Huh? Just burn the whole city. Oh. It's like we treat it like that's where the
new COVID's coming from.
We just cordon it off and burn it all.
Okay,
and I think they would all understand that.
I think so too. Let's see. I didn't know this was illegal, but apparently it is. A man has been cited for hiding under women's vehicles to stare at their feet. Staring at feet is a crime, apparently, in Gilbert, Arizona. The problem is he's been warned of this before.
So he gets under cars?
Yes.
Well, that's a risky endeavor on its own.
That way. And I think maybe he figured out that it's risky, so what he did was he went to a car wash and then hid under his own car to watch women vacuum their cars. He says in all these incidences, he would pull into a parking spot next to the victim. While each victim was vacuuming her vehicle, the defendant hid under the SUV and spent several minutes under the vehicle. He then climbed out from under the vehicle when they were finishing the vacuuming and left the area. Surveillance footage caught a man in the act. He's been arrested and held on $10,000 bond. At one point, you could see his head pop out on the driver's side looking up at me. I just never thought in a million years there would be someone underneath my car looking at my feet.
Wow.
All of the victims had flip-flops and shorts on. That's what they all had in common.
Well, can you blame him?
I mean, I agree that this is creepy behavior, but is it criminal?
Well, I don't know if it's
criminal. Is it criminal to stare at women's feet?
Well, it ain't criminal yet, but I have a sense that he's headed someplace we don't want him to go. You know what I mean? I get the sense that this ain't his last stop on his weirdness train, that laying underneath a car and staring at women's feet ain't going to be enough after a while.
You're probably right.
So let's head this off at the pass. You're going to tell me that he's not sick? You're going to tell this man needs some help.
A thing that's not smart, like everybody's got like a handyman. Something goes wrong at the house, like in a pinch. They're kind of a jack of all trades, and
I got to do.
Yeah, like, okay, I need this taken care of, and it might be something you're not comfortable doing yourself, or he can do it a lot quicker than you can. Well, a man in Long Island called his handyman, said, "Hey, I need some help with something." When the handyman showed up, he said, "Hey, I got a little bit of a mess I need help cleaning up." And when he showed him the mess, it was a pummeled and stabbed body of a 43-year-old man.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
That he'd stashed under a tarp on his back patio after a booze-fueled attack.
Party. Good party.
Authorities said that Jeremy Allen and his buddy, Christopher Hahn, were discussing their next 12-step program when they got into a heated dispute. So they're sitting on their back porch, drinking, talking about their next rehab stint. And apparently things got ugly. Allen ended up beating Hahn before stabbing him in the head and killing him. The Suffolk County prosecutor said that there is video footage of the attack that is brutal and heinous to watch. Both guys have been charged with drunken and driving several times since 2007. Were pounding drinks when they got into an altercation that grew more violent.
I wonder what step brought it on.
I don't know.
Were they making amends?
He beat him for as long as 6 hours before prosecutors said he pulled out a large knife and stabbed him in the head and neck.
I don't think they got past like step 2. I don't think they got a long way, a lot of steps to take.
When the handyman showed up to help, he allegedly told Allen he had to go buy some bleach to do the job. And when he left to go buy bleach, he just called the police and said, "Hey, there's a dead body here."
So he thought like he was calling the wolf.
Yes.
Yeah, he thought he
From
had
Pulp Fiction.
he thought he had the wolf that was going to go clean him up because Marvin got shot in the face.
Yeah. No. No. He's not.
He
dead.
wasn't the wolf?
He's not dead body cleanup. And finally,
I can't. Hey, while you're here, I need you to fix the light bulbs.
My breaker box keeps shutting off. Do you know what's
a little drip? And then there's a body out in the back. I need you to bury.
Yeah, if you don't mind getting rid of that.
Can you be done by noon? I got a meeting.
An 81-year-old man in Montana who probably just wants to be left alone. He's facing sentencing in federal court today for illegally using tissue and testicles from large sheep hunted in Central Asia to illegally create hybrid sheep for captive trophy hunting in Texas and Minnesota.
Go on.
They're not seeking prison time for him. But they're asking for a 1-year probationary sentence for violating federal wildlife trafficking laws. He's been importing sheep balls from Kyrgyzstan to create
Kyrgyzstani doll sheep.
To create a giant trophy sheep which he named the Montana mountain sheep, and used them for hunting in the U.S., trophy hunting. He's cloning.
I'm not seeing a problem so far.
Importing sheep testicles from Kyrgyzstan and cloning is a problem. I'm against those things.
We're creating a
We don't like to play God. You ever seen Jurassic Park?
That did fine. Think of all the movies that came out of it.
Yeah, but dinosaurs can kill people, and if you make a sheep big enough,
those Kyrgyzstani doll sheep, they will. Does it have fangs?
No, but it does have giant wrapped around horns.
So he's trying to create a super sheep.
This is what it looks like. It is a very good-looking sheep.
And so we have a problem with this. We're creating a new species.
A lab-created diamond.
It still shines as bright.
You're okay with it, huh?
No, there's something going to happen. Those things are they're going to get a taste for flesh.
Or they're going to be like Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, they're
going to be walking upright like a man and,
you might hear
carrying spears.
That doll sheep just made fun of me, just laughed at me when I miss.
They're going to hold spears in their hooves. And they're going to create a language to speak to each other.
Man,
don't play God.
You are a dedicated cloner if you're flying into the country with a pocket full of beer nuts.
81-year-old man.
Beer nuts or goat nuts.
Yeah.
So are they extracting the sperm out of the frozen nut?
Rob, I'm not a scientist.
Questions.
I'm not a scientist, and I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Well, I want to hunt in Montana for the giant Kyrgyzstani flesh-eating deer. Speaking of, did you notice the number of deer in the Olympia Hills neighborhood coming in?
I did not.
My gosh.
Is there a lot of them around here?
It was almost like, remember that Will Smith movie where he was the last one alive in New York and had those herds of big deer? That's what's roaming Olympia Hills.
Wow.
I mean, like a herd of them. I bet I drove through one herd of about 25 deer.
Did you consider taking one?
I didn't see one worth taking.
Damn.
I've got I have my license. I have my
meats meat
super combo. Went and got it.
Meats meat.
Well, I'll take out. I have no compunction where the deer is.
Yeah, it's like probably at some point it's pest control.
Well, it'll take care of your flowers. I had a friend of mine that lived in a small subdivision years ago that was kind of closed up and had a deer problem, and they were discussing whether they should bring in a trapper and trap them and take them out to a farm. But one of the guys that lived there said, you know what, I don't have a problem with a deer because it keeps the traffic down. I mean, nobody's going to speed through a neighborhood full of deer. You'll lose your windshield.
I don't want to name names, but there's a restaurant that I enjoy here that failed its health inspection because live pests were found. And they said that it's been taken care of now. It's re-inspected and passed, but it got the worst score in the last 5 years.
Well, it adds to the flavor.
Well,
we can say it. It's on TV.
All right.
We don't want to. I mean, it's your score. KSAT told us that Blanco Cafe.
Yeah.
What do they have? Like cats running around in the kitchen?
I don't know what they have. They have live pests. I don't know.
So live pests. Were they mammals? Are we dealing with rats, or are we? I mean,
different. I've seen different stories. One, made it seem like it was bugs. One, they made it seem like it was like a gnat infestation, and one, they made it seem like they had an animal in the building to take care of other animals in the building.
They had a cat until
either way. I don't want that. I was so mad when I heard that because I went to that place and I was like, oh, this is a great San Antonio meal right here. And then that happened. And now I'm like, damn it.
That was the savory part of your meal. Add a little bit.
Is Morgan taking off in our cart?
I think so.
Son of a.
Yeah, there's only one cart left. And
there is that Cadillac cart.
Oh, we're taking that one. That's the Olympia Hills pimped out Deion Sanders one. We're ready for that one.
That's the Coach Prime cart. All right. Let's take our last break, and we'll come back. We'll dig into the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, it is golf tournament day. We're going to be live out at the break room. Looking forward to that.
It's going to be a fun time at the break room in Live Oak, reacting to the NFL weekend, Texans, Jags, plus the latest injury front from the Dallas Cowboys.
And Jeff Traylor from UTSA will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz live from the break room.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts for the power, performance, and reliability of a new Superstart battery. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know you play fantasy football. Put your knowledge to work. And remember, use the code Alamo, and there's $50 in it for you. Download the app now. Use Alamo. Play with your friends. It's the best way to have fun and get yourself in the game. Remember, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can add to big payouts. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Run your game.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Ugh, I've been feeling so sluggish. I'm just kind of blah. Been there. That's why I take Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites. But I suppose they taste blah. Actually, they taste delicious. It's an apple blueberry flavored center covered in a yogurt coating and is infused with probiotics to help support a healthy gut. They come 5 in a pouch. I just toss one in my bag and go. Toss one in my bag? Huh, get your own.
New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites from the makers of the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Find them in the digestive care aisle.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax day.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice.
Uline is here for the hard workers, for the ones rolling up their sleeves, working round the clock, and getting the job done. You're dedicated to doing what it takes to keep a business growing. Uline is dedicated to helping you make that happen. Working 7 days a week, staying fully stocked and ready to ship any of our 41,000 items the same day. Uline, your shipping and industrial supply specialists. Visit uline.com.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, this is Greedy. Join me today at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's get wild. What? Say it again, Vic. Tell him, baby. Tell him.
Let's go.
Go. Look at Greg in here, bobbing his head. He's having a good time. Our last segment from Olympia Hills. Then Rob and I are going to get out on the course. We're going to whack some balls around.
Oh, kidding, man! It's a
maybe hit some golf balls too.
I called ahead, and rarely have I been able to reserve such good weather.
Oh, well played,
it wasn't
sir.
easy. I called in back in June to make sure.
Well, let's do what we always do at this time. But you know what? We're going to do it in a special way. I guess, you know what? Let's start with playing the music. Play the intro there, Vic.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, great news, Rob. The Daily Lines is now a sponsored segment.
By whom?
The people have spoken and they've said, what a great segment you guys do. What a great program you've got. We want to be a part of it. And SA Card House is now going to be a part of it. The Daily Lines brought to you by SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house, right there at 281 in Bitters. So make sure you swing by, check them out. You like making money, it's a good place to do it. They got tournaments every day, so swing by and check it out.
And by the way,
great food.
Come hungry. Yeah, great restaurant.
My goodness, that is good food. All right, let's take a look at what's going on in the world of sports today. I guess we'll start in the National Football League, where there's 2 games on tap tonight.
I guess I shouldn't bitch, but I'm going to bitch again. 2 games on Monday night. Come on now.
The Tennessee Titans at Miami Dolphins. I wouldn't have minded a bury in that game.
That's a Bezos special. That should have been on Thursday.
Tennessee's +2.5 at Miami. Will Levis.
Yes, sir. He's worth 3 points on his own.
Will Levis and Tyler Huntley. This is a battle of the Titans when it comes to quarterback play. Dolphins on their 3rd quarterback, and somehow Will Levis was the chosen starter in Tennessee. So they did this themselves.
We mock what we don't understand.
Yeah. The total in this game, a massive 37. So expect fireworks.
So seriously, out of ineptitude, don't you think they're going to bust that? Just out of, no. I think
you know what? Will Levis is capable of throwing a
couple pick six. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how they get it, but I just feel like it's going to be an over game.
But I was reading about this, and first of all, I want to play almost all Dolphins games under. I think now maybe the shine is off of that, but like once they lost Tua, things just grinded to a halt. But Snoop Huntley in his career has started 9 football games. Those 9 football games have gone 8-1 to the under.
Really?
He is an under machine.
Not a lot of offense there.
Well, when he was in Baltimore, even it was that's where all of his starts had come in Baltimore. So 9 starts, 1 time has his game gone over the over. And this game has Will Levis. I mean, where's the offense coming from?
Juggernaut, man.
And the other game's the game I'm actually interested in watching. The Seahawks at the Lions. Seahawks 4-point dogs in Detroit. Total of 47. Rob, I know you like the Lions tonight.
Of course I do. Yes, I do. I think they're gonna. Typically on these Monday and Thursday night games, the idea is to debut somebody, to premiere them, to show them off. It's going to be a show-off night for Detroit.
Seattle, one of the last 3 remaining unbeatens, along with Green Bay and Kansas City, who are both at 4-0. Seattle sitting at 3-0. We'll see if they can get the job done. Elsewhere, Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball. Remember, there's 2 games today. Only one of them has a line for now. The Braves are minus 150 favorites. Atlanta hosting the Mets with Tylor McGill taking on Spencer Schwellenbach. Game 2 is set to be Luis Severino and Chris Sale. But again, whoever wins game 1 is not going to use their best pitcher in game 2, because by winning game 1, they have guaranteed themselves a spot in the playoffs. Game 2 will only be to determine if it's the losing team from game 1 or the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Do you think there's
the
like
playoffs.
Diamondback fans all gathering?
They're going to be watching this
in a bar with the fan, with the team.
Oh, yeah.
Just rooting for it, praying. Hopefully we fall ass backwards into a playoff. That if we'd have just won 2 games over the last 3 days against a team that had already taken care of their business, you'd already be in.
Yep.
I'm glad I'm not a Diamondback fan.
If you are an Astros fan, they start tomorrow. Playoffs start tomorrow for the Astros. Fromber going for the Stros.
Well rested.
Minus 140. He hosts Derrick Skubal and the Detroit Tigers.
Damn it.
Skubal plus 120.
We have both made money on Skubal and Framber this year.
Skubally Doobly's my guy. I think I got a bet on Derrick Skubal.
Well, our we got to ride the wave. I mean, Skeens.
I mean, I hate the idea of betting against the Stros, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Well, you're not so much betting against the Stros. You're betting for a pitch.
Okay, and that makes me feel better about it. Both WNBA games went off yesterday. The Aces lost.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I saw the score. Looks like they not just lost. Looks like they got beat.
Yeah, they need to stop putting WNBA. The lady basketball games need to stop happening on NFL Sundays. They're so bad at this.
They don't care. They don't, and because they don't care, neither do I.
Well, yeah,
I mean, if you'll put it on a Tuesday night when most people have some time, but no, I missed the game. I saw Caitlin get interviewed on 60 Minutes.
Oh, how was that?
They tried to,
They said she was like, "Is there's going to be hard hitting questions?" Was there actually?
Kind of. They were talking about the new racial bias that's going on.
They asked about those thugs in Chicago that assaulted her.
Those, that, and the Indiana fans are not. Most of the rest of the WNBA feel like the new Fever fans. The Caitlin Clark fans are a little racist.
You think there's racist people in Indiana?
I don't.
I can't imagine that would be true.
That there's racist.
That seems like a part of the country there where there'd be no racist people.
Are there black or any other color in Indiana?
Yeah.
I thought it was all white.
Nope.
I thought they were just a bunch of farmers.
I think there's some black people.
Oh.
I think there's some. But yeah, I said this like right around the time we started. I said the Caitlin Clark is so great for the WNBA for the exposure that it's got. But it also is terrible because there's a lot of Caitlin Clark fans that are not basketball fans at all. They're only Caitlin Clark fans because she is a white star in a black sport.
Yep.
And
we watched
knew there would be ugly
50 years ago when Larry came out through Boston. The same ugly sidebar with the racism and all of that, what played its role. We saw the old NBA types upset with a guy being, hoisted to the level of, greatness after 1 year, all of that. It's just replaying. And I think as we watch this, it's a symptom of the WNBA just getting really big. I mean, if I'm the commission, everybody involved with it, I'm happy with all this discussion because it just shows how big the sport has gotten. The fact that we're even talking about it on a Monday after an NFL weekend is, I don't think in their wildest dreams 5 years ago they thought this would even be a thing.
They've become very popular, very big, very huge. But yeah, those games will get back underway.
But I will
tomorrow.
say this: I do get the sense that there is a vacuum now. that, now we're back to the usual suspects. We're back to the teams that have been consistently playing for titles with the same, they're not last year's new stars. These are big-time WNBA types with the Liberty and the Aces and all that. But it feels like Elvis has left the building.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about the MVP race and whether or not Josh Allen, who had become the favorite to be the MVP, where he was at now. At least at DraftKings, he has now dropped to the second favorite.
I'd take it. Take that money.
Your favorite is Patrick Mahomes at 3-1. Josh Allen plus 350. Lamar Jackson 7-1. CJ Stroud 10-1. Sam Darnold 13-1. Brock Purdy 18-1. Joe Burrow 22-1. Jaden Daniels 25-1, along with Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott.
Wow,
25-1.
Okay, so I know Philly lost yesterday. Saquon Barkley is a revelation.
70-1.
And okay, what about Derrick Henry last night? That's an awful lot of quarterbacks. Derrick Henry is the pivot for Baltimore.
I don't even see Derrick Henry.
What are you talking about? The dude ran for 180 yards last night. Almost went for his 12th or 10th 200-yard game.
Derrick Henry 100-1.
Dude, he's not going to win it just because they're not going to give it to a running back. But the fact is, if we're talking who's playing the best right now, I'm not sure anybody's playing better than Henry, except for maybe Jaden Daniels.
How about Baker Mayfield 30-1?
My Sancho, man.
Your boy.
I'm going to go out of my way to watch him play for the rest of the year. If they're on, I'll make sure he's on one of the screens, because watching a guy who is dialed in, who is comfortable, and the back and forth between him and Brady, I find absolutely hilarious anyway, because Baker said, they needed a breath of fresh air after Brady. They need to have some fun. Brady held him to too high a standard.
And if you're still holding out hope, you can get Bryce Young at 1,000-1, just in case you think he comes back.
If you're offered 1,000-1, you never say no.
You never say no, right?
That's worth $10.
It's got to be. Christian McCaffrey's 500-1.
He hasn't even put on a cleat yet.
That's right. So, but think about that. He's got better odds than Bryce Young, and he hadn't played a game at all.
He's probably a better quarterback.
Yeah, you're probably right. So there you go. There's Russell Wilson, by the way, 400-1.
I think that's a whole other conversation. We talk about how far Florida State has fallen. Russell Wilson 2 years ago was the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, the third highest paid quarterback in all of football, the world on a string. Now he's backing up Fields
Justin Fields
in a wishbone offense, to say the least.
Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year.
Done.
Minus 120 now.
Yeah, it's over. You should have put that money in a long time ago.
Malik Neighbors plus 250.
Thanks for playing.
He's had some good games. Yeah. Marvin Harrison Jr. plus 425.
Not when you're getting waxed like they did yesterday.
Caleb Williams plus 650. Xavier Worthy 15-1. Bo Nix 17-1.
The last two, I think Worthy or Nix are the only two that can give him any possibility.
You know he's down here at 35-1. Brock Bowers for the Raiders has been kind of a dude.
He is Mark Bavaro.
They're not going to win many games.
God,
but he's
I did myself dude. When I said that, but that guy's a cyborg.
And who's got he's probably not going to get a chance fast enough, but Drake May is 90-1. And if the Patriots would just hand over the keys and let's see what he can do, maybe there's something to it.
This team is getting worse by the day. Hide him.
Yeah, you might be right. That might be the way to do it. That might be the way to go. And the where is it? Defensive Player of the Year was Coach of the Year. Guess who the favorite is?
Viking.
Kevin O'Connell.
Should be.
Yep, 2-1 favorite. Mike McDonald in Baltimore is 5-1. Same with Dan Quinn, 5-1.
Would be second for me.
Dan Quinn? Yeah, I think he and Mike Tomlin 16-1.
There's still time.
Yeah,
we're going to regress to the mean.
But the fact that team is 3-1, I mean, says something.
It's a testament to a guy who just knows how to win football games. I'll give him that.
Somehow Matt LaFleur is 25-1. Did you see the penalty that he got yesterday?
When everything's going south like that, and Green Bay thought they were going to just roll in and win that game. They got the quarterback back. They thought they were going to feel good. And when things were going south and your quarterback kind of loses, your head coach kind of loses his grasp, not a good look.
No. And then man, Harbaugh called an accidental timeout.
Now, see, I missed that. I had come back and I couldn't figure out why the clock was stopped.
Yeah.
Were they trying to get a review? What exactly?
No. There was they had to use a timeout to prevent a runoff. So they didn't want to lose the 10 seconds. So they burned a timeout. And then when they got on the field, they weren't ready. So they called a timeout.
That's what happened.
And you can't call back-to-back timeouts. Normally, the refs just ignore you. Like if you've already called a timeout and you try to call another one, normally they'll just pretend like you're not talking. But this time, I don't think the ref I don't think he realized it. He just heard timeout and blew the whistle and waved his hands.
Oops.
And they're like, "You're not allowed to do that, friend."
It still plays into the narrative that
it's called a delay of game penalty.
Yeah, we are still dealing with preseason issues because they don't treat preseason the same way.
Even like pro coaches, that's one of the last guys I'd expect something like that to happen to. But
it doesn't shock.
Well, that'll do it, Rob. That's going to do it for our program. We're all exhausted. Greg is ready to get out of here. He's had a very, very long morning.
So you're going to our after party, which is at where? He's not going to tell us.
He doesn't know. He's forgotten. It's
over.
The break room.
The break room over on Pat Booker Road will get going at 2:00. All those that are playing here will head over there for the post-game fun. Make sure you come out and join Jason and Joe, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of us hanging around there too.
All right, man. You ready to go whack some balls around?
I'm ready to go whack some balls. See how this beautiful course is played. I've heard all about these beautiful new greens that they took all summer to get ready. I'm here to go tear them up.
They're like, not me.
You're like,
I don't ever find the green. I'm ready to test out their trees' root systems. That's what I do.
That's what there's a couple of really beautiful holes here, and everything's so green. This is a pretty course. It's going to be a great day. I wish we could play.
I do too, but unfortunately, it made us work.
Well, that's it, man. Your first tourney under your belt.
All right. I'm looking forward to the Spring Classic, Rob.
And we have two words for you: blueberry tamale.
That's right.
There's such a thing.
There is a thing. We've learned that today.
Tamalitos.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow. Blitz live from the break room at 2. Thanks to Greg. Thanks to Vic and Edwin back at the mothership. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Morning Huddle 941. San Antonio Sports Talk.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.